From Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York, it's the Onondaga Flames against the Rome Generals in the 32nd contest of the Flame season. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Ross. Thank you so much for listening as the Flames prepare for their 32nd game of the season against the Rome Generals. The last time these two teams faced, the Flames lost 8-0 right here at Larry DeLutis Field, and none of those runs were earned as all runs came as a result of various errors in the field by the Flames. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Onondaga Flames. Leading off in center field, Jack Chernow. Batting second, playing right field, is Mike Netzel. Batting third, playing second base, is Brian Hart. Batting fourth, playing left field, is Cullen Matthews. Batting fifth, playing third base, Jared Grosguth. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Trace Peterson. Batting seventh, the first baseman, A.J. DiFilippo. Batting eighth, the catcher, Joe Navenchi. And batting ninth is the shortstop, McLean O'Connor. And on the mound, facing the Onondaga Flames today, is Ryan Mostroller for the Rome Generals. Heading into today, this is only his second start of the season. He's got a 2.03 ERA, most of them coming through relief appearances. That one start came in his last time on the mound, that against the Saltcats back on July 6th. 7 innings of no-hit baseball, but he was pulled as a result of his pitch count going up. They went on to win that one by a score of 7-0. Mostroller, a right-handed pitcher, getting set to face the lefty Jack Chernow to lead off this ball game. And the defensive alignment for the Rome Generals in left field is Donnie Stokes, center field Steve Peters, right field Chris DiGiacomo, first baseman Joe Bermonti, second base Tom Diskin, shortstop Rob Gallagher, third baseman Derek Miller, and catching balls and strikes for Mostroller is Alex Vasquez. Chernow steps into the batter's box, getting ready to face center field where a B-52 bomber is always positioned. And let's do it here. First pitch coming at 6:33 Eastern Standard Time. The first pitch from Mostroller, a fastball misses outside. The count's 1-0 to Chernow to start this ball game. Jack Chernow heading into this one with a batting average of .297. His batting average has hovered around that 300 mark all season. And the 1-0 misses in the dirt on the breaking pitch. The count moves to 2-0. Chernow, a Columbia University product, one of the many late arrivals this season. And Mostroller deals the 2-0. Fastball misses just below the knees, and the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. A real hitter's count for Chernow, likely not to have the green light this early in the ball game, as the third baseman Derek Miller playing very close to the infield grass, anticipating a bunt, something Jack Chernow has done many times this season. 3-0, fastball misses high and outside for ball 4, so on 4 straight pitches, Jack Chernow walks to lead off this ball game, and that brings up Mike Netzel with a runner on first and nobody out. Netzel, a right-handed hitter, getting set for the righty-righty matchup. Heading into today's contest, Netzel hitting .321. The Occidental College product plays at a D3 school, but is doing well against various levels of pitching here in the NYCBL. Has been on the team leaderboard for all season. Chernow taking a short lead off of first base. Mostroller working from the stretch with Chernow on first. First pitch, a fastball missing above the zone, and the count's 1-0. So 5 pitches and no strikes so far for Ryan Mostroller, who in that last start against the Saltcats walked 5 batters over those 7 innings. And Chernow on first base, a threat to steal, a perfect 7 for 7 on the year in that category. 1-0, runner goes. Fastball, cold strike on the inside corner. The throw is wild, and he gets in there. So the throw from Vasquez went wide right into center field. Covering behind was Steve Peters. That'll go in as a stolen base for Jack Chernow, and now a runner in scoring position for the Flames with nobody out. So the count's 1-1. And Netzel finally getting set to step back into the batter's box. Vasquez conference with Mostroller on the mound. That was his first strike of the ball game on his 6th pitch, but it also cost the Generals as Chernow was able to advance to second base. Mostroller trying to not allow Chernow to score this early in the ball game. Both middle infielders covering close to the bag. 1-1. Netzel puts down a bunt, but it goes off the catcher's glove foul, and the count's going to move to 1-2. Netzel has not fallen victim to the strikeout too often this season. He's played in 24 games. He's only struck out 18 times. He delivers far more strikeouts as a pitcher for this Flames team. He's been a reliable spot starter After not being seen as a starter coming into the year, he's filled into the role well, pitching an ERA of 3.15. That coming over the course of 5 games, 4 of them starts. Malstroller steps back on the mound. Cherno with a big lead off of second base. 1-2 count here with no one away in the top of the first inning. Malstroller looks back at second. 1-2. Breaking ball ripped down the left field line in for a base hit. Cherno's going to round third. He's going to get held up by third base coach Mike Cordero. And so now runners on first and third with nobody out here in the top of the first. And so now that brings up Brian Hart with 2 runners on and no one away here in the top of the first. This is stereotypical to the last outing I was here between these two ball clubs, that being on June 29th. The last game these two teams played at this stadium, it was a 8-0 Rome Generals win. The game before that, though, a far cry from that, a 14-2 clobbering of the Generals by the Onondaga Flames, put up 12 runs in the first 2 innings. So Hart, a righty against the right-handed pitcher Malstroller with runners on first and third. First pitch, a fastball in the dirt outside, and the count's 1-0 here to Brian Hart. Hart heading into today, 267 his batting average, and a good guy you want to drive in some runs, tied for the team lead in RBIs with 21 on the year. Hart crowding the plate here a little bit as Netzel takes a big lead off of first base. Cherno's on third base. Not as big a lead. Netzel goes. The pitch is chopped right back to the pitcher, Malstroller. He looks over to third, fires to first in time for the first out. Netzel advances to second. It does not count as a stolen base as contact was made in fair territory. So a ground out moves the runner from first to second. So now second and third with one away here for Cullen Matthews. Another big hitter for this Flame squad, hitting .338 so far. He's a right-handed hitter going up against the righty Malstroller with 2 runners in scoring position. Matthews 13 RBIs on the year, also effective at driving in runs for this Flames club. Matthews taking his time settling in, kicking up some dust to find his footing. No one's covering second base. Malstroller looking back anyway. First pitch, fastball, ripped into left field for a base hit. Cherno's going to come to score easy. Rounding third and coming home is Mike Netzel. He's in there, and that's a 2-run single for Cullen Matthews, and the Flames are up 2-0 here in the first. Derek Miller cut it off at third. The throw was not going to get there in time anyway. And it's a 2-run single here for Cullen Matthews. The Flames have a runner on first with 1 away and 2 runs on the board here early.
Third baseman, number 24, Jared Grosguth.
And now Jared Grosguth up to bat after the Flames take a commanding 2-0 lead in just the first inning of this ball game. As Matthews taking a big lead off of first base. Malstroller working out of the stretch with Matthews on base. He steals. The throw is high. The throw down is not in time. Matthews in with a stolen base. That one a called strike on the upper third of the plate. So the count moves to 0-1 on Jared Grosguth. And Cullen Matthews gets credited with the stolen base, the second of the night for the Flames. For Matthews, that's his 4th stolen base of the year, and on the single, his 14th and 15th RBIs. Jared Grosguth heading into today, a .288 batting average. And now he has a runner in scoring position. Middle infield playing him very tight to the bag. At second base, Malstroller steps off to force Matthews back. Grosguth, a righty, facing the righty Malstroller. Time is out here, and Grosguth back into the box, crowning the plate once again. No wind blowing out here too much in Rome. A pickoff attempt at second goes without a throw. And Matthews getting back in there safely. So still runner on second. Only 1 away here. An 0-1 count to Jared Grosguth. The Flames already with a 2-0 lead. Matthews another big lead off of second base. Gallagher and Diskin, the middle infielders, playing him close to the bag. Malstroller again steps off. Having trouble gripping his pitches. Seems like he's trying to take as much time as he needs to get the grip he likes. His breaking stuff hasn't worked. A lot of this hard contact has come on fastballs. 0-1 to Grosguth. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. He's behind in the count 0-2. Grosguth facing a strikeout here. He's struck out 23 times this year. That's one of his fatal flaws. He's walked 16 times. Again, the .288 batting average, but he does fall victim to the strikeout more than a lot of players on this Flames team. In fact, more than anyone else on this Flames team. Another big lead from Matthews at second. Both middle infielders, Gallagher and Diskin, playing close. 0-2 fastball misses inside near the knees of Grosguth, and the count moves up to 1-2. Waiting on deck is the designated hitter, Trace Peterson. Grosguth looking to extend the Flames' 2-0 lead with a runner on second base. Grosguth has 8 RBIs on the year. Looking to get number 9 here as Matthews with a big lead off of second base once again. Malstroller working from the stretch. Wind now blowing out to left field a bit. Colin Matthews taking a big lead advantage. The throw back to second is not in time. Colin Matthews left a little early, got caught in a little bit of a jam. He hustled back to second base and was able to get back in there ahead of the throw. And so the runner's still on second base. Now a 1-2 count here to Jared Grosguth with 1 away. Flames have a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Malstroller looking back at second base once, now twice. 1-2. Fastball skied to the right side, foul territory. Running over to it is Bramante, but that goes into the stands. And the count stays at 1-2 on Grosguth, who's really fighting this at-bat for a pitch he wants. It's an approach he's taken all season, an aggressive approach, rather than a more temperate one that some of his teammates take. A smaller lead now from Colin Matthews on second base. Malstroller gets set, looks back at second one more time. Now looks again, a pickoff attempt goes almost into the outfield, but Rob Gallagher leaps up to snag it and keep it from causing any more damage for the Generals. That one could have gotten ugly. It's still a 1-2 count here to Jared Grosguth, and now Alex Vazquez, the catcher, going out to talk with his battery mate as he's struggling out there on the mound. Focused too much on the runner on base and not focused on Jared Grosguth, who is facing an 0-2 count. And the count's now 1-2. The last pitch he threw was fouled off. Vazquez returns behind the plate. As the wind continues to blow a little lighter out now towards left field, Peterson again waiting patiently on deck. Grosguth working out of his usual open stance in the right-handed batter's box. 1-2. Colin Matthews goes. That one's ripped into left field. Taking a running back is Donnie Stokes, and he watches that one sail out of here. 2-run home run for Jared Grosguth. It's now a 4-0 Flames lead. Third of the season for Jared Grosguth. Colin Matthews scores on that one. Flames have a huge advantage early in this ball game. Malstroller has now allowed 4 runs in just the first third of an inning. And now Trace Peterson up to bat for the Flames. Now the base is finally empty, so Malstroller, should he choose, could work out of a windup, but that's not his MO. He always works out of the stretch. Peterson, the righty, crowding the batter's box. Malstroller finally with the base empty behind him. Peterson shows bunt but pulls back. It's a called strike regardless, and the count's 0-1. Grosguth with that 2-run home run, his 3rd home run of the year, and 10 RBIs now for the third baseman as the 0-1 fastball misses outside. Counts knotted up at 1. Peterson heading into today's ball game, .268 his batting average. Lake Erie College product, has been playing a little bit of catcher and first base this season. Mostly catcher, as there have been a litany of injuries there as the breaking ball is cut on and missed. Malstroller pulled the string, and Peterson was caught out in front. The count's now 1-2. Malstroller looking for that elusive second out here in the top of the first. Working out of the stretch, 1-2. Off-speed, chopped on the ground, foul over near the third base coaching box, out of the reach of head coach Mike Cordero coaching third base, and the count's 1-2. Flames owner Wayne Walker arrives at the ballpark. This is the second time he's arrived this season to a Flames dominating lead. And the 1-2 is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Peterson's not happy. He wades around in the batter's box and finally heads back to the dugout. Now 2 away here for the Onondaga Flames. Brian Mostroller looking for that final out against A.J. DiFilippo. A.J. DiFilippo, a lefty facing the righty Mostroller, the first lefty-righty matchup of today's ballgame. DiFilippo, a .280 batting average heading into today's contest. Has a pair of home runs, also 4 other extra base hits. That one's ripped between first and second for a base hit. So A.J. DiFilippo gets on with a 2-out single. The Flames aren't going to go down that easy today. As now a runner on base with 2 away for Joe Navenchi, the catcher, one of the latest arrivals for this Flames ball club. He came in less than a week ago. A recent graduate of Shenandoah High School in Clifton Park, New York, headed for Canisius College in the fall, where his brother John preceded him.
167 on only 1 at bat. Or excuse me, 6 at bats, 1 hit.
Da Vinci, no extra base hits so far this season, only 1 RBI. DiFilippo with a short lead on first base. He fakes a steal, and the first pitch misses below the knees, and the count's 1-0. DiFilippo out on first base. He's 3 for 4 on stolen base attempts this season. Not the biggest threat to steal, but he could surprise people. He's not taking that big a lead off first, though, and with a 4-run lead, it's not likely the Flames need any more damage this inning. A pickoff attempt at first base by Mostroller is not in time. DiFilippo gets dirty, but he's able to get back safely. So it's a 1-0 count here to Joe Navenchi. Flames out to a 4-0 lead. A.J. DiFilippo on first with 2 away. Another pickoff move at first base, not in time. DiFilippo again gets back with ease.
Mostroller has already thrown 23 pitches here early.
Mostroller's pitchers count going up already in this one. 23 so far this inning, number 24 coming up with a 1-0 count on Navenchi in the righty-righty matchup. The 1-0 is chopped on the ground towards third, fielded on the easy hop by Miller. The fire to first is just in time ahead of the runner, and that retires the side, but the Flames get a lot of damage here in the top of the first. Heading into the bottom of the first inning, Flames already out front 4-0. Bottom of the first inning here at Larry DeLutis Field. Flames burst out for 4 runs in the top half. Now let's give you the starting lineup for the Rome Generals as they head up to bat for the first time. Leading off, the third baseman Derek Miller, batting second right fielder Chris DiGiacomo, batting third the designated hitter Patrick Kenny, Batting fourth, the center fielder Steve Peters. Batting fifth, the first baseman Joe Bramonte. Batting sixth, left fielder Donnie Stokes. Batting seventh, the catcher Alex Vasquez. Batting eighth, the second baseman Tom Diskin, and batting ninth, the shortstop Rob Gallagher. And they are facing Riley Glenn on the mound for the Onondaga Flames, a right-handed pitcher, as he steps up to face the right-handed hitting Derek Miller to lead off. First pitch to Miller is chopped on the ground right towards a playing in Jared Grosk, who's fielded on the run by the shortstop O'Connor. Fire to first is in time. A great backhand catch by O'Connor gets the first out of the ball game for the Flames in the field. And the defensive alignment for the Onondaga Flames, left to right in the outfield is Colin Matthews, Jack Cherno, and Mike Netzel. Right to left in the infield, first base A.J. DiFilippo. Second base Brian Hart, shortstop O'Connor, who just made that nice grab in the hole at short. And third base Jared Groskuth, he made a diving attempt just now, and calling balls and strikes and catching balls and strikes for Riley Glenn is Joe Navenchi. Now facing the lefty Chris DiGiacomo. The first pitch fastball misses just outside, and the count's 1-0. Riley Glenn heading into this ball game, a 4.96 ERA, 3 wins, 2 losses. 1-0 is cut on and missed. Changeup caught Chris DiGiacomo out in front. The count moves to 1-1. Riley Glenn, third in the league in strikeouts this season. And the 1-1 skied into right field. That one actually not going to leave the infield. Running way in on that one is the first baseman, DiFilippo, to make that catch about parallel to the pitcher's mound over in the infield grass. Now 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning, and that brings up Patrick Kennedy, the designated hitter. So far, not too much pain in the first inning for Riley Glenn. 4 pitches and 2 outs here, and that brings up Patrick Kenny, a left-handed hitter, to face the righty Glenn. Kenny heading into this one, a batting average of .311, product of Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio. The first pitch is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Kenny, other than that .311 batting average, 5 RBIs, scored 11 times, only 1 extra base hit, as that one is fouled back. Count moved to 0-2. So an 0-2 count here on Patrick Kenny from Riley Glenn. Glenn, as always, working out of the stretch, the 0-2. Fastball misses high and inside. Just about the letters, but inside of the zone, and the count moves to 1-2. Kenny, one of the rare left-handed batting, right-handed throwing players, and the 1-2 misses outside, counts knotted up at 2. Kenny, a native of Centennial, Colorado, not an intimidating presence in the batter's box at 5'10", a 175, but with the .311 batting average, he is effective in the batter's box, even though he may not be that powerful. 2-2, fastball outside, does not get chase from Patrick Kenny, and the count's now full at 3-2. Riley Glenn has good control out on the mound. The righty has been trying to get Patrick Kenny to chase. He hasn't given in so far. And now the payoff from Glenn. Fastball is ripped to the left side, but foul over near the Flames bullpen down the left field line. Count still 3-2. Kenny trying to keep the inning alive for the Generals. A 3-2 count on him with 2 away in the bottom of the first. They're down 4-0. 3-2 from Glenn. Is a breaking ball, misses inside for ball 4. So the first runner of the ball game for the Rome Generals. A runner on first with 2 away. And now Steve Peters up to bat, the cleanup hitter. Heading into this ball game, hitting .379, one of the top batting averages in the entire NYCBL out of the City College of New York. He's got 10 RBIs so far this season with a runner on first base. Patrick Kenny is a perfect 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts. First pitch and off speed, misses outside, count 1-0 to Steve Peters. Peters, another lefty, the third in a row for the Rome Generals in this lineup, facing the right-handed throwing Riley Glenn. 1-0. Pitch in the dirt. Navenchi able to keep it in front of him. The count's now 2 balls and no strikes. Patrick Kenny taking a short lead off of first base. A perfect 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts. As Steve Peters in the batter's box facing a 2-0 count with 2 away, down 4-0 in the bottom of the first. The 2-0 is skied, foul to the left side, out of play, and the count's now 2-1.
Peters following the man on first. That's Kenny wearing no batting gloves, so maybe see Peters mix it up throughout the season.
Joe Bramante, the first baseman, waits on deck for the Generals. As the count's now 2-1 here to Peters. And Riley Glenn working out of the stretch as always. Not just because there's a runner on base. 2-1's ripped into the right center field gap. Running back to that one is Jack Cherno, and he's just able to make the running catch over near the wall in right center, and that retires the side. Great defensive range from Jack Cherno ends the inning. The Flames get out of the inning without allowing a hit and without allowing a run. 1 runner left on base for the Generals. Heading into the top of the second, the Flames still lead 4-0. So Ryan Malstroller came into this game with a very short leash, and already he's out of this ball game after 1 inning of work. As McLean O'Connor steps up for his first at-bat, now against Will Wrightley, a right-handed pitcher out of the Ohio State University at Mansfield. The first pitch in the righty-righty matchup, O'Connor shows bunt, pops it to the third base side. Running to catch it is Derek Miller. He fields it on the bounce, fires to first just in time ahead of the speedy O'Connor to get the first out. An unsuccessful bunt attempt from McLean O'Connor. He heads back to the dugout. Now 1 away here for the Onondaga Flames. That brings the top of the order back up in Jack Cherno. First time up, Cherno walked and ended up scoring after that 2-run single by Kellen Matthews. Wrightley, non-imposing figure, only 6'1", 185. First pitch, a fastball, a called strike. Count 0-1 here to Cherno. Wrightley so far, a 4.84 ERA. Record of 1-0, mostly a relief pitcher, has 2 starts to his name on the season in a total of 5 appearances. 0-1 inside, that one an off speed, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. So Cherno no recorded at bats so far today after the walk in the first inning. Trying to get something done with 1 away in the top of the second. That pitch fouled off the catcher's mask and into the home plate umpire. And the count's now 1-2 on Cherno after the foul ball. Pitching coach Robin Andrews coming out of the dugout to talk to the home plate umpire, maybe give him a new ball. And Alex Vasquez, the catcher, goes out to talk with Wrightley. Rightly got the first out of the inning far quicker than his predecessor, Mostroller, did. It took 3 batters for Mostroller to get his first out, and by that point, there were already 2 runners in scoring position. And so Chernow will step back into the batter's box now, facing a 1-2 count with 1 away in the top of the second inning. Flames still with a 4-0 lead over the Generals. Chernow lefty, but no shift here in the infield, known to be a contact hitter who can hit the ball at all sides of the field. From the windup, rightly the 1-2. Chopped on the ground, foul down the left field line. Count now still 1-2. Chernow, a resilient approach, one of the more patient hitters on this ball club. He has had some success with it and success overall with the batting average close to 300. 1-2 from Rightly. Fastball outside, couldn't get gloved by Vasquez, and it runs to the backstop. No one on base, so no harm, no foul. Counts evened up at 2-2. So the line score for Mostroller out of that inning. 1 inning pitched, 4 runs, all of them earned. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. 2-2 count to Chernow. The pitch chopped on the ground, foul. Now this time towards the Generals dugout. That one pulled by Chernow on the inside corner, and the count's still 2-2. Chernow taking a patient approach, fouling off the pitches he doesn't like. Something a lot of Flames players are good at doing and have had varying success in the past couple of games. Sometimes they foul off a bunch of pitches only to get called on a pitch that's not in the zone. Sometimes they take a back hack at a pitch that they do like, but usually, sometimes with these hitters, they get a rip. And that one hits Chernow on the forearm, and he'll walk over to first base with 1 away. And now the Flames finally have a base runner in this inning. And coming in to get the bat for Chernow, Brian Hart now takes it back to the dugout. And Mike Netzel up to bat, a righty against the right-handed pitching Rightly with only 1 away in the top of the second inning. Netzel, his first at-bat, singled. And after that, it was first and third, and there was no going back for the Flames in the first inning. Rightly now working out of the stretch with a runner on first base. Chernow, an aggressive base runner. He goes back on a pickoff attempt by Rightly. It's no good. As Derek Miller, the third baseman, playing in on the infield grass, anticipating a possible bunt or a swinging bunt here from Mike Netzel. Jack Chernow stole back in the first inning, and the first pitch to Netzel is a called strike on a fastball, and Netzel behind the count 0-1. With the successful stolen base back in the first inning, Chernow's up to 8 for 8 on the year on stolen bases. Another pickoff move to first is not in time. Chernow still safe over there at first base. Chernow still taking a moderate lead over at first base. Mike Netzel still facing an 0-1 count here with 1 away in the top of the second. Flames still with a 4-0 lead, looking to extend as that fastball misses inside. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. And Mike Netzel, one of the better hitters on this ball club. And as I mentioned the last inning, his pitching performances, and I've talked to him about what it's like after such a short period between making a long start and coming back out on the mound. He started just 2 nights ago. And he skies that one into shallow right field. Drifting under that one, taking a few steps in, is DiGiacomo near the right field line. So now 2 away in the top of the first inning. And going back to first base is Jack Chernow. That brings up Brian Hart for his second at-bat. He grounded out right back to the pitcher in the first inning. Brian Hart with a chance to do something more here to keep the inning alive for the Flames and possibly extend the 4-0 lead. And for Hart, it's another righty-righty matchup. As Coach Cordero gives signals from the third base bag. Wind still blowing out to left field. The wind probably helped Jared Grosguth when he hit that home run back in the first inning. That pitch in the dirt, and Vasquez can't find the ball. Chernow guns for second. The throw down to second base is in time and gets Chernow trying to advance on the dirt ball. Vasquez took an absurdly long time to find that baseball, and Chernow late to react on the advance, and he gets gunned down. Flames don't go down 1-2-3, but the inning is without pain for the Generals. It's still 4-0. Bottom of the second inning here at Larry DeLutis Field in Rome, New York. Flames still with a 4-0 lead over the Rome Generals. And Joe Bramante to lead off here for the Generals, facing Riley Glenn out for his second inning of work. Bramante, the Iron Man for this Generals team, has played in every game so far this season. The only one on his team to accomplish that feat. The righty stepping very close into the batter's box, crowning the plate against the right-handed pitching Riley Glenn. The first pitch to him, a fastball ripped down the right field line, but foul, well out of play. And so the count's 0-1 here to Bramante. Heading into this ball game, Bramante, one of the better hitters on this ball club. Good old reliable for this ball club. Bramante hitting .327 entering this game. And a breaking ball on the 0-1 is outside, and the count's knotted up at 1 apiece. Bramante out of the University of Maine at Orono. He's got 11 doubles on the year. That's up there in the leaderboard for the entire NYCBL. The 1-1 fastball cut on and missed by Bramante, and the count's 1-2. And Bramante against this Flames ball club hasn't done too much in the way of offense. And against Riley Glenn, the 1-2 is chopped on the ground towards second, fielded easy by Brian Hart. He flips it over to first in time for the first out of the inning. 4 pitches and an easy out here for the Flames to start off the bottom half of the second. And now Donnie Stokes, the left fielder, to come up for the Rome Generals. Donnie Stokes, one of the best players on this ball club, hitting .366. A native of Pascagoula, Mississippi, plays at Central Alabama Community College. He's a right-handed hitter going up against Glenn. Glenn still working out of the stretch. He always does, doesn't wind up. And the first pitch misses high and inside. Count 1-0. Working exclusively out of the stretch is something that a lot of these Flames pitchers do regardless of the situation. Gunnar Groen, another one on the Flames to do such a thing. The 1-0 misses high, so now 2 balls and no strikes to Donnie Stokes. Alex Vasquez, a right-handed hitter, waits on deck. 2-0 count here to Stokes. Flames still with a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the second, 1 away. That one skied high to the right side, over in foul territory. Getting to that one all the way from second is Hart. He makes a sliding attempt but doesn't quite get there. And so that drops and the count moves to 2-1. Brian Hart ranged all the way from second base to try to make that catch just in foul territory down the right field line. Mike Netzel, the right fielder, was also close, and running back to that one also was A.J. DiFilippo. It fell in between the right fielder and first baseman, and Hart tried to split the difference, but he couldn't quite get in there. So it's a 2-1 count now to Donnie Stokes. And Riley Glenn from the stretch of the 2-1. Fastball catches the inside corner. Count now knotted up at 2 against Dottie Stokes. Stokes playing left field today, has exclusively played short and second against this Flames ball club in all the games they've played against each other so far this season. 2-2, a breaking ball all the way outside in the dirt. Joe Navenci making a hard effort to keep that one in front of him, does so successfully. Navenci, a very young catcher, just graduated high school a couple months ago. Set to start college in the fall. He's shown advanced defensive ability behind the plate so far, keeping a lot of pitches in front of him. Not afraid to get his body banged up, and that one misses outside for ball 4. So now Donnie Stokes walks here, and now a base runner with one away for the Rome Generals as Alex Vasquez due up. The righty taking on the righty Glenn with a runner on base. It's also the second walk of the ball game for Riley Glenn. And Vasquez heading into this one, hitting .343. A product of Delaware State University, starting his sophomore year in the fall. First pitch to him, misses low, and the count 1-0 to Vasquez. And now Donnie Stokes on first base. He's 5 for 6 on the season in stolen base attempts. Big lead for Stokes off of first base. In double play depth for the infield here for the Onondaga Flames. The 1-0. A breaking ball in the dirt. Backhanded and gloved by Joe Navenci. The count's now 2-0. Another big lead from Donnie Stokes on first base. Riley Glenn trying to avoid allowing Stokes to get into scoring position and keep this inning short. A pickoff attempt is no good. Likely just to keep Stokes in check. It was a very slow pickoff move from Glenn. The count's still 2-0 here to Vasquez. With one away here in the bottom of the second inning, Flames still preserving a 4-0 lead, and the Rome Generals trying to chip away at it. The 2-0. Ripped foul on an inside-out swing from Vasquez. Bounce it off the bleachers down the right field line. The count's 2-1. Vasquez, like a lot of these Generals hitters, a fighter at the plate. He takes pitches that are obviously balls, but if anything's generally close, he likes to be aggressive and take swings on those pitches that he knows he can do something with. Stokes another big lead off of first base. 2-1 count. Another pickoff move at first, and he's gone. Riley Glenn picks off Donnie Stokes at first base, and it's still a 2-1 count here to Alex Vasquez, but there's now 2 away in the inning after Riley Glenn picks off Donnie Stokes. And Riley Glenn makes this inning a lot shorter for the Flames. And Alex Vasquez still facing a 2-1 count, but now 2 away in the inning. And the pitch. Fastball just misses above the zone. And the count's now 3-1 here to Vasquez. Two away, 2-1 count, rather 3-1 count to Vasquez. That pitch cut on and missed. That one was inside. But on the breaking ball, Vasquez gave chase. The count's full at 3-2. Riley Glenn working from the stretch. 3-2. Ripped on the ground towards third, fielded easy by Jarek Groskuth. He throws it over to first in time for the final out of the inning. It's not an easy one, but the Generals go down 1-2-3 heading into the third inning. Flames still have a 4-0 lead here in Rome. Brian Hart set to lead off the top of the third inning for the Onondaga Flames. He was left stranded in the batter's box last inning after Jack Cherno got caught stealing after trying to advance on a dirt ball. He again faces Will Wrightley out for his second inning of work, and the first pitch is skied foul to the right side, out of play. He's behind in the count, 0-1. First time up, Brian Hart grounded out right back to Ryan Mostroller. His day ended after the first inning where he gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run home run by Jared Groskuth. And the 0-1's chopped on the ground up the middle, fielded backhand by Tom Diskin. He throws it over to first in time, just ahead of the speedy Brian Hart. And there's one away here in the top of the third. And so now one away here in the top of the third inning. That brings up Cullen Matthews, who last time up singled, bringing in the first 2 runs of the ballgame for the Flames. And with those 2 RBIs, Matthews now up to 15 RBIs on the year. He entered today with a .338 batting average, among the top on the team. Working out of the windup, the first pitch from Wrightley is a breaking ball, a called strike on the outside corner, and Matthews quickly behind in the count, 0-1. Wrightley still struggling out there on the mound. 0-1. Ripped foul right back into the catcher's mask of Alex Vasquez, and the count's now 0-2. Colin Matthews trying to get the first base runner of the inning for the Onondaga Flames. They put up 4 back in the first inning. They made no waves back in the second inning where they went down 1-2-3, though not very chronologically, as Brian Hart, who led off this inning and ground out to second. In the second inning, he was up to bat, but Jack Cherno tried to steal second on a dirt ball, and he got gunned down. And Alex Vasquez mound conferencing quickly with Will Wrightley ahead of this righty-righty matchup with Cullen Matthews. Matthews now facing an 0-2 count. Jared Groskuth, the third baseman, waits on deck after homering back in the first inning. Matthews crying the plate here. No shift for the right-handed hitter. Working out of the windup, Will Wrightley gets set. And the 0-2. Off-speed, inside-out swing into shallow right. That bloops in for a base hit. And Matthews gives the Flames a base runner. That's his second hit of the ball game. Matthews continues his hot bat after getting a 2-run single back in the first inning. He gets another hit here, and that brings up Jared Groskuth in the same situation he was in the first inning. Colin Matthews on first base, and only one away here in the inning. And that first inning, Matthews scored as a result of that big Jared Groskuth shot to left field. Wrightley now working out of the stretch with Matthews on first base. First pitch inside, up near his chin, and the count's 1-0. Fun fact about Jared Groskuth: the team has a kangaroo court that they conduct, and the 1-0 pitch is a cold strike, and the count moves even at 1-1. So the team has a kangaroo court, and they conduct it on the bus ride to every single away game. And Jared Groskuth, so far, between all the interns and all the players, as a pickoff move is not in time, as Matthew is able to get back safely to first with the Rome Generals dugout in heavy disagreement. Groskuth, so far, the only player or intern not to get fined this season. The way a kangaroo court works, if someone says or does something stupid on a team, another player anonymously reports it, and the team decides whether he's assessed a fine between 25 cents and $1, and the 1-1 misses inside. Now 2 balls and a strike to Groskuth. So Jared Groskuth so far has kept his head clean. I myself was assessed a fine for conducting a close, tight parking job next to A.J. DiFilippo's car earlier today. 2-1 breaking ball, misses in the dirt. Now 3 balls and a strike to Jared Groskuth. A great hitter's count for the guy who just hit a home run back in the first inning. And he can do more here. They have a 4-0 lead right now. 1 away, a 3-1 count. Runner on first base. Wrightley, the 3-1. Matthews goes, and that one misses high anyway for ball 4. So now runners on first and second for the Flames with 1 away in the third inning. And that brings up Trace Peterson, the designated hitter who struck out looking in his first plate appearance. Peterson struck out back in the first inning. That was his 18th strikeout of the season.
One of the catchers on the sideline Flames roster doing the DH.
And so now runners on first and second for the Flames. One away, top of the third inning. Peterson with a chance to extend the 4-0 lead right here. He has 9 RBIs on the season. Colin Matthews could present number 10 on a base hit. First pitch to him, a fastball in the dirt. Vasquez able to keep it in front of him, and the count's 1-0.
Ball stopping catcher behind the plate, and the count 2-1-0.
Vasquez has had his troubles behind the plate so far today, losing some dirt balls that have gotten away behind batters and sometimes past the umpire, but able to keep that one in front of him here. So it's a 1-0 count here to Peterson. Runners still on first and second base. Tom Diskin shaded very close to the second base bag for a pickoff attempt. 1-0 inside, plunks him on the front shoulder. Peterson very upset, walking to first base as now the bases are loaded for the Flames, and that brings up A.J. DiFilippo with a chance to conduct some more damage here. DiFilippo singled his first time up, and if he could do that again, he could bring in 1, 2, 3 runs maybe. So now it's bases loaded here. 1 out in the top of the third. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup between DiFilippo and Trace Peterson. It's also the second hit batsman of the day for Will Wrightley after he plunked Jack Cherno back in the second. DiFilippo crowding the plate from the left-handed batter's box against the righty Wrightley, working from the stretch. Double play depth from the infield, but both corners playing in. First pitch, a fastball catches the inside corner, and DiFilippo behind in the count, 0-1.
Miller in on the grass at third. Vermanti not holding the man at first. That's Trace Peterson.
It's Colin Matthews on third base, Jared Grosguth on second, Trace Peterson on first. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, count knotted up at a ball and a strike, as Alex Vasquez again able to keep that dirt ball in front of him. Vasquez getting a little better this inning with protecting those dirt balls, as a pass ball here would certainly score a run for the Flames. 1-1 from Wrightley. Chopped on the ground, foul down the right field line, and DiFilippo now behind in the count, 1-2. Wrightley now has a couple of balls to work with here as DiFilippo needs to take a little bit more of an aggressive approach to stay alive in this at-bat. Pitcher doesn't like DiFilippo, likely to just try and foul it off rather than to make weak contact. 1-2 from Wrightley. Fastball chopped on the ground, right to shortstop off the mound. This could be 2, but no. Rob Gallagher miffs the ball at shortstop. Everybody's safe. E6. And that brings in a run for the Flames. It's now 5-0. So that brings in Joe Navenchi for his second at-bat. He grounded out to third his first time up. Joe Navenchi, a right-handed hitter, enters today with a 167 batting average, but not a lot of playing time for the Flames as he only arrived less than a week ago. He has 1 run batted in this season. A chance for many more here as the entire infield now playing in with the Generals down by 5 runs. A dirt ball protected again by Alex Vasquez, who is playing close to superhuman behind the plate. And the count's 1-0 here to Navenchi. Navenchi, his last time up, also faced a 1-0 count and then chopped the final out of the inning in the first. Bases loaded with 1 away for Navenchi, the 1-0. Sky to the right side, foul out of play, and the count's evened up at 1-1.
Generals down 5-0 again. They've scored a lot of runs. 53 over their last 5 games, but they're going to need at least 5.
Plays finally back in. Entire infield still in on the infield grass as that 1-1 inside, and Joe Navenchi has to jump out of the way, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Outfield playing back here. A deep fly ball could likely score the 6th run of the ball game for the Flames, and a single could score 2. 2-1. Fastball called strike right over the middle, and the count's knotted up at 2.
Will Riley needs a big out here. Could get it on a strikeout with one more strike. No play in or at any base.
Now Grosguth on third base, Peterson on second, DiFilippo on first, with only one away and a 2-2 count on Novenchi. The pitch. Fastball fouled right back towards the press box above our heads here behind home plate, and the count's still 2-2.
Man on deck, the last man in the order, the shortstop McLean O'Connor.
McLean O'Connor waiting on deck without a batting helmet. 2-2. Inside, Novenchi again brushed off the plate, count full at 3-2. And Will Rightly on the mound in danger of walking in the 6th run of the ball game for the Flames.
Full count, 1 out, 3 balls, and 2 strikes on Joe Novenchi.
Full count here to Joe Novenchi with the bases loaded, 1 away. 3-2 pitch misses outside for ball 4. And walking in the 6th run of the ball game for the Flames, Will Rightly. And Joe Novenchi takes his trot to first base. That's his 2nd RBI on the year. And the Flames now up 6-0. Now that brings up McLean O'Connor with a chance to do more damage, him being one of the most dangerous hitters on this team, entering today hitting .305. The UC Santa Barbara product has only played 12 games after being a very late arrival for this ball club. Chopped on the ground towards third, the first pitch, but foul. And the count's 0-1. McLean O'Connor up with 1 away in the top of the 3rd inning. Flames have already put up 2 so far. A chance for more here with the bases loaded. 0-1 count to O'Connor. Will Rightly working out of the stretch, and time is called at home plate as Rightly takes a long time staring down third base, possibly anticipating a pickoff move. Something that we've seen out of a lot of NYCBL pitchers in this situation is the third to first pickoff move, but he pitches to O'Connor, and that a breaking ball outside. Counts knotted up at 1 apiece. O'Connor, the 7th batter of this inning for the Flames. Flames batted 8 in the 1st inning. Bases loaded here with 1 away, a 1-1 count to O'Connor. The pitch. Cut on and missed on the breaking ball. Rightly pulled the string on that one, and the count's 1-2. Jack Chernow waits on deck. Infield still in for the Generals. Trying to get a double play. 1-2. Fastball misses high above the head of O'Connor. And the count's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Generals looking to make the force out at home, and then first for a double play on a ground ball. 2-2. Ripped into left field. That's going to drop down the left field line and go to the corner for a base hit. This one's going to be extras. 1 run scores, 2 score. Coming around third is Joe Novenchi, but he's going to get held up. And it's a 2-run double here for McLean O'Connor, and the Flames are now out in front 8-0. McLean O'Connor, a clutch hitter for this Flames ball club. Those 2 RBIs bring him up to 11 on the season, and that's his 3rd double of the year as well. It's now 8-0 Flames, and the top of the order due up. Jack Chernow, the 8th batter of the inning. And Vasquez on the mound talking with the pitcher, Rightly, who has now surrendered as many runs as his predecessor, Brian Mostroller, did in the 1st inning. Chernow, the lefty against the righty, Rightly. 2 runners in scoring position for him with only 1 away. A chance to blow this inning up even further. Entire infield still playing in on the infield grass, trying to make the out at home. First pitch to Chernow is skied to the right side. Not going to escape the infield, taking a few steps back on that one is Tom Diskin, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. Joe Novenchi pump fakes over at first base. And now 2 away here for the Onondaga Flames. It's going to be Mike Netzel. Netzel, so far, a fly out to right field and a single back in the 1st. Netzel a chance to blow this game up even further. Coming up now, Netzel has 8 RBIs on the season, looking to extend it to 9 or 10 with a base hit here. First pitch to Netzel is a fastball on a called strike, and the count's 0-1.
3 earned runs. That'll be it.
Rightly working out of the stretch. 0-1 in the dirt. And the count's still 1-1 here. Vasquez doing well behind the plate to keep dirt balls in front of him after struggling early on. Last time these two teams played here, it was an 8-0 Generals win. The time before that, a dominating victory for the Onondaga Flames as the 1-1 misses outside and the count's 2-1. Flames put up 12 runs in the first 2 innings in that ball game that took place on June 29th between these two teams. Netzel in the righty-righty matchup. 2-1 count, 2 away, 2 in scoring position. The pitch. Chopped on the ground towards third, fielded and bobbled by the third baseman Miller, but he's able to fire it to first in time to get the speedy Netzel ahead of his touching first base. So 4 runs here in the 3rd inning for the Flames. Heading into the bottom of 3, it's now 8-0. Eight, 9, and 1 hitters set to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Generals after the Flames put up another 4 runs in the top half. Riley Glenn out for his 3rd inning of work, facing Tom Diskin, who is up for his first plate appearance in this ball game. First pitch to him, a fastball cut on and missed outside, and the count's 0-1. Diskin heading into today, hitting .244 in 17 contests. Diskin, a product of Bentley University in Massachusetts. Glenn, the 0-1. Fastball just misses inside, and the count's knotted up at 1 apiece. Glenn's efficient out there on the mound so far. He's got a pair of walks, but he's kept runners out of scoring position so far. The 1-1 breaking ball misses outside. That one cuts too far away from the plate, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. So 2-1 count here to Diskin with nobody on and nobody out. Diskin leading off the inning for the Generals. 2-1 misses high, counts now 3 balls and a strike. A long haul here for the Generals as they're down by 8 in only the 3rd inning. 3-1's ripped into right center field and deep. That one's going to drop and go almost all the way to the wall. Fielded short of the wall by Netzel. He's going to throw that one in, and in for a stand-up double is Thomas Diskin to lead off the third for the Generals. And so Rob Gallagher, the lefty, has a runner in scoring position with no one away for the Generals. A chance to make something happen here, possibly get the Generals on the scoreboard. Gallagher heading into this one, hitting only 143. He's only played in 7 games this season. He's a recently graduated high school senior starting at the University of Massachusetts in Lowell come the fall. Short lead off of second base for Tom Diskin, who's 0 for 1 on stolen base attempts this year. First pitch from Glenn is a fastball that catches the knees, and the count's 0-1. Gallagher behind in the count here. He's been a strikeout victim 4 times this season. Infield shifted for the lefty Gallagher with Hart playing in the shallow outfield. The 0-1 fastball call, the strike on the inside corner, and Gallagher quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Diskin marks the first runner in scoring position for the Generals through these first 3 innings. Glenn looking back, the 0-2. Breaking ball just misses the plate. Not sure where that one missed, but the count's 1-2. Gallagher stays alive after that one misses. He's crowding the plate from the left-handed batter's box, and another short lead from Diskin off of second base where O'Connor's covering. 1-2 fastball misses outside. Glenn was looking to get Gallagher to chase. He did not give in, and the count's knotted up at 2 apiece. Gallagher trying to get something done here with the Generals down 8 runs in the 3rd inning. 2-2. Fastball's fouled right back to the net behind home plate. He stays alive. It counts 2-2. And the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up for Gallagher. Riley Glenn's been able to get through the first 2 innings quite painlessly. Now has a little bit of a challenge here after Diskin hit the double to lead off. And Gallagher's fighting here on a 2-2 count. The pitch. Breaking ball misses inside and in the dirt. Navenchi again able to keep it in front of him. The count's now full at 3-2. Derek Miller at the top of the order waiting on deck for the Generals. And Glenn looking to set Gallagher down on strikes here, trying to find his first strikeout of the ball game. 3-2. Sky to the left side, but well foul out of play over near the batting cages in the adjacent field. The count's still 3-2. And coming up now for Gallagher, the 9th pitch of this at-bat. Taking a lead off of second base is Diskin. 3-2. Fastball inside, ball forward, and eventually loses track of the ball. Advancing to third is Diskin. And now runners on first and third after the walk from Glenn. That's his 3rd of the ball game. And so now Glenn in a little bit of danger here. Pitching coach Robert Andrews goes out to check on his starter, as he went through the first 2 innings quite seamlessly, and now in a little bit of a pickle here, in danger of allowing the first run of the ball game for the Generals. No action in the bullpen for the Flames, so this is merely a composure visit. So for the Flames, they've just been dominant in the field. The first hit of the ball game to lead off the inning in the 3rd. With nobody out, Diskin ends up on second base, and then the next batter walks, and on the 4th ball, Joe Navenchi, for the first time, actually loses control of the ball and can't find it behind home plate. So Diskin advances to 3rd, and now the Generals have a run to get on the board here 90 feet away. And it's Derek Miller coming up here with first and third. Gallagher now on first base. Limited action here. He does not have a recorded stolen base this season, nor has he attempted one. Interesting to see if he tries to go here, possibly put the Flames defense in a pickle. First pitch, a fastball catches the lower third of the plate, and the count's 0-1. That one just caught the corner on the inside corner. Glenn acting like a little bit of a Rembrandt out there on the mound, and the count's 0-1. 0-1 from Glenn. Breaking ball catches the outer third of the plate. A stellar curveball from Glenn, finally getting control back on that one. Breaking sort of 10-4 in a sense, and the count's 0-2.
No outs, but Miller behind 0-2 when runners on the corners in the bottom of the third.
First and third, 0-2 count. No one away here in the the bottom of the third. Glenn deals the 0-2 pitch. A ball in the dirt, and the count moves to 1-2. Glenn has been trying to get these batters to chase, but they're just not giving in. He does not have a strikeout yesterday, still sitting one strikeout back of a tie for second place in the league in that category. 1-2. Another curveball. That one just misses outside. Glenn really wanted that pitch, but he'll step back on the mound. The count's knotted up at 2 apiece.
Benchy behind the plate, but not getting the call. Miller will see a 2-2 here.
It's Diskin on third, Gallagher on first. 2-2. Fastball ripped right back into second over the head of Brian Hart. That gets through for a base hit. First run of the game for the Generals, and going around for a double is Rob Gallagher. And actually, that's my bad. That's Derek Miller. And he gets in there. The Generals are finally on the board.
Double, and the Generals find themselves on the scoreboard. They trail now 8-1.
A double here for Derek Miller gets the Generals on the scoreboard finally. And now it's 8-1. And now it's the lefty Christian Giacomo up with 2 in scoring position. Still nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. Last time out, Giacomo popped out to first base. First pitch to him, a off speed that misses high, and the count's 1-0. Glenn's now has 2 runner in scoring position. Working from the stretch as always, trying to keep his composure. 1-0 fastball misses below the knees. And the count's now 2 balls and no strikes to Giacomo. Glenn getting close to walking, the bases loaded. Generals have finally gotten on the scoreboard here in this inning. It's now an 8-1 ball game. And Glenn in danger of giving them the bases loaded with their 3-hitter Patrick Kenny waiting on deck. 2-0. Fastball inside, hits Christian Giacomo, and he takes major offense. He's trying to talk out on the mound to Riley Glenn. And some tension here as some Flames players are coming out of the dugout, as some Generals players are as well. Christian Giacomo has to be escorted down to first base by the home plate umpire. He is really unhappy. That one got him right on the back. And now the bases are loaded here for the Generals. Not clear why Riley Glenn would want to hit to Giacomo, maybe just out of frustration. These teams seem to be very friendly with each other. Not sure why a player would seem to take offense at something like that. Some Generals players still giving some sass to Riley Glenn on the mound. And all the Generals players finally head back to the dugout. The home plate umpire taking control of the situation. It's Julian Pedruzzo who rolled the ball back out on the mound to Glenn and had some choice words for him. And the home plate umpire had to send everyone back to their dugouts. Tensions are now high here. Bullpen was ready to empty in case that situation got any more sticky. It's now bases loaded here with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. It's very curious on that because there seems to be no reason for thinking that was intentional. It was a 2-0 count. If they wanted to walk him, he could have just intentionally walked. He's had some problems with his control this inning. They have an 8-1 lead. There's no reason for a hit by pitch. No reason to believe that's intentional. First pitch misses high, a curveball, and the count's 1-0, and some choice words coming from both dugouts now. Tensions are high here at Larry DeLutis Field. Glenn working from the stretch, bases loaded behind him. 1-0, a check swing, but it's a cold strike anyway, and the count's evened up at 1-1. Glenn still looking for the first out of this inning on the 5th batter as Kenny the lefty walked his first time up. 1-1 count here with the bases loaded. Glenn, the 1-1. Fastball inside, and eventually able to keep it in front of him, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. That pitch was very close to inside, but that one near the legs. Unlikely that would have caused too much trouble. 2-1 fastball catches the outside corner, and the count's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2-2 on Kenny with the bases.
2-2 count, bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Riley Glenn desperately looking for the first out here. A ground ball double play would also be suitable for the Flames. The 2-2, a fastball just misses outside. Riley Glenn very unhappy with that call. He's been unhappy with a home plate umpire so far today. He has cost him a couple of walks that he feels could have kept him out of this dangerous situation in the inning. The count's now full 3-2 to Patrick Kenny. With the bases loaded, one more ball and a run comes around to score. Payoff. Ripped down the left field line, but foul out of play. And so Kenny fights to stay alive here, about to see the 6th pitch of this at-bat.
Glenn, after working quickly through the first 2 innings, is now
It's Gallagher on 3rd base, Derek Miller on 2nd, Chris DiGiacomo on 1st.
Peters on deck. 3-2. With nobody out here.
Kenny back in the batter's box. A chance to cause some damage here. Glenn looking for the first out. 3-2. Fastball misses, low and inside for ball 4. Glenn walks in another run for the Generals. It's now 8-2.
It's now 8-2 in favor of Onondaga.
And the bases are now still loaded with nobody out here. And now that'll bring up Steve Peters for his 2nd plate appearance after he flew out to center back in the 1st.
For Kenny, it's his 7th RBI of the season on his 8th.
Patrick Kenny gets his his 7th RBI on the season with the walk right there. First pitch is popped up, goes into the outfield, shallow left field. That one caught near the line by Colin Matthews, and finally the first out of the inning for the Onondaga Flames.
That's the first out of the inning. It's an F7, and here comes Joe Bermanti.
And so now Bramante comes up for the Rome Generals with 1 away in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Generals so far this inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. A pair of walks and a hit by pitch has gotten them 2 runs. Bases are still loaded here for Bramante, the tall righty, who grounded out to 2nd in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning. First pitch to Bramante is ripped into right field, and that's going to drop in front of Mike Netzel for a base hit. 1 run comes around to score. Holding up at 3rd is Chris DiGiacomo. And so 1 run comes in. It's now 8-3. The Flames lead.
An RBI single for Joe Bermanti, his team leading 22nd.
And so now Bramante gets the single to bring in another run here. Still only 1 away in the inning. And that brings up Donnie Stokes, who walked in his first plate appearance but got picked off at first base. Glenn desperately looking for a way out of this inning as the Flames infield is now in double play depth. First pitch to Stokes, a fastball called a strike on the inside corner, and Stokes behind the count 0-1. Glenn struggled so far this inning, facing the 8th batter of the 3rd inning. 0-1 count, a breaking ball misses high, counts knotted up at 1 apiece. That pickoff move from Glenn back in the 2nd inning proved crucial. It changed the momentum of the inning. And Vasquez quickly grounded out to 3rd, but now he's in a better situation here. 1-1 count, 1 away, bases loaded. The 1-1 is cut on and missed, breaking ball, and Stokes gave in early on that, and the count's 1-2. 1-2 count here to Stokes, bases loaded, 1 away. Glenn looking for the 2nd out, possibly to end the inning here, as the Flames have already allowed 3 runs this inning. The 1-2 ripped down the right field line, but foul out of play, and so the count's still 1-2. Stokes back in the batter's box, crowding the plate here against the righty Riley Glenn. 1-2. Pitch outside, and the whole plate umpire says he went around. Stokes couldn't hold up on the check swing attempt, and now there's 2 away as Riley Glenn finally gets his first strikeout of the ballgame, and that ties him for 2nd place in the NYCBL with 35 strikeouts. And now Alex Vasquez comes up, the 9th batter of the inning. with the bases loaded and 2 away for the Generals. First pitch, a fastball misses outside. Vasquez ahead in the count 1-0. Vasquez's first time up, grounded out to third to end the second inning. It's still Chris DiGiacomo on third base, Patrick Kenny on second, Joe Bramante on first. 1-0 from Glenn. Fastball's ripped right back up the middle. A leaping grab from Hart cannot be made. That gets through for the base hit. 1 run scores. The throw into third base to try to get Bramante is in time, and he's gunned down, but 2 runs come around on that play for the Generals. And heading into the top of the 4th inning, it's an 8-5 ball game. Oh, God. My apologies, as it's come to my attention that for this broadcast, the top half of the fourth inning was conducted on mute. So just to fill you in, Brian Hart reached base on an error by the second baseman. He then got gunned down in a 4-6-3 double play hit into by Cullen Matthews, and then Jared Grosguth grounded out to third to end the inning. And so 1-2-3, the Flames went down, and that brings up Tom Diskin for the Rome Generals to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Breaking ball from Riley Glenn misses high, and the count's 1-0. Glenn out there for his fourth inning of work after giving up 5 runs on 4 hits back in the bottom of the third. The Generals were able to bat around in the third inning. Thomas Diskin led off the last inning with a double. 1-0. Fastball in the dirt and outside, and eventually backhanded scooping it to keep it from going to the backstop, and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Glenn has sometimes struggled with giving up the big inning, but usually he's able to keep himself under control the rest of the game, knowing he has the cushion behind him. 2-0's chopped on the ground, foul down the third baseline. The first strike here in the count to Thomas Diskin. It's now 2-1. That double, 1 of 2 in the third inning for the Rome Generals, the other coming off the bat of Derek Miller. 2-1, grounded over to second, over the mound, fielded on a hop by McLean O'Connor. He shoots it over to first in time for the first out of the inning. 6-3 put out to start off the bottom of the fourth for the Rome Generals. That brings up the shortstop, Rob Gallagher, who walked. After walking his first time up, the lefty gets another crack against Riley Glenn. This time coming with 1 away in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the game now 8-5, the Flames lead. Jared Grosguth playing in on the infield grass. First pitch to him, a called strike on the outside corner, counts 0-1. Gallagher crowding the plate a little bit here. 0-1. Breaking pitch misses just inside, count 1 ball and 1 strike. Riley Glenn has not been one to struggle with allowing walks so far this season, having a bit of a tough time with that tonight. And the lefty-righty matchup from the right side, Riley Glenn deals the 1-1. Fastball misses low, counts now 2 balls and a strike. Gallagher trying to get something done here in the inning for the Rome Generals, as there's 1 away and nobody on. And the Generals still trailing by 3 in the bottom of the fourth. 2-1. Chopped on the ground down the right side. Fielded near the line by Riley Glenn. He lays the tag on him. And that'll get Gallagher out. And the Rome Generals vehemently disagree that Riley Glenn placed down the tag. And Rob Gallagher is ruled out. Both home plate and first base umpires agree on the call. Rob Gallagher jawing at the first base ump. He heads back to the dugout frustrated. And there are now 2 away here in the inning for the Rome Generals. Tensions have been high here after Chris DiGiacomo in the third inning got hit by a pitch. And there was almost a fight between these two ball clubs, and now the right-handed hitting Derek Miller coming up for his third plate appearance. Grounded out to short his first time up and hit a double back in the third inning. First pitch, a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count's 1-0. Derek Miller hasn't faced too many pitches so far, but it's good at working the counts against this Flames ball club tonight. 1-0. Fastball ripped between first and second. That gets through for a base hit. Mike Netzel throws it back into second base, and the Generals have a two-out base runner. And now that brings up Chris DiGiacomo, who got hit by a pitch last time, and it caused tensions to flare here at Larry DeLutis Field. Both teams almost ready to empty the dugouts as Chris DiGiacomo had to be escorted to first base by the home plate umpire as he wanted to pick a fight with Riley Glenn. It's the lefty DiGiacomo against the righty Glenn. The outcome at this at-bat should tell if the tensions should continue to escalate. First pitch, a fastball in the outside corner, a called strike. And the count's 0-1 here to DiGiacomo, who before the hit by a pitch popped out to first back in the first inning. It's a short lead off of first base for Derek Miller, who's 5 for 9 on stolen bases this year. 0-1 chopped on the ground, foul down the right side, and the count now 0-2. Riley Glenn a chance to get his second strikeout of the ball game here, an 0-2 count with 2 away to Chris DiGiacomo, a runner off of first base in Derek Miller. Flames looking to preserve the 8-5 lead over this ball club, and Chris DiGiacomo calls time. Shift is on in the infield for the lefty. Shortstop O'Connor playing closer to the second base bag, and Hart in shallow right field. The 0-2 in the dirt, protected from going to the backstop by Joe Navenchi, who shows some great maturity behind the plate there for a recently graduated high school senior. Count now 1-2 to DiGiacomo. Glenn has had a few 0-2 counts that he's had gotten into trouble so far, going into 3-2 or even walking after starting the count 0-2. The 1-2 fastball is outside. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to DiGiacomo. Pat Kenny waiting on deck. Another left-handed hitter for the Generals. And back in the batter's box is DiGiacomo facing a 2-2 count against Riley Glenn with 2 away. 2-2. Sky to the left side, but well out of play. Count stays at 2-2, and the 6th pitch of this at-bat coming up. The game-tying run waits on deck for the Generals. And DiGiacomo getting ready for a 2-2 pitch from Glenn, and a pickoff move to first base is not in time as Miller gets back in there standing. So the count's still 2-2 here to DiGiacomo with 2 away, down by 3. Riley Glenn looking for his second strikeout of the ballgame. Would take second place solely in the league standings as that one skied high to left field in foul territory. It's Cullen Matthews, and he makes the running catch to retire the side. Not 1-2-3 for the Flames, but an easy inning without much damage. Heading into the top of the 5th, still an 8-5 Flames lead. Trace Peterson, the right-handed hitter, set to lead off for the Flames against the righty Will Wrightley out for his 4th inning of work to start the top of the 5th inning. First pitch from the windup, Wrightley deals a fastball that misses inside, and the count's 1-0 to start this at-bat. Peterson so far a strikeout looking back in the first and a hit by pitch back in the third. Mastro, the starter, only went 1 inning. Wrightley has taken it from there, and the 1-0 to Peterson is a called strike on the outside corner, and the count's knotted up at 1 apiece. Peterson has been a solid catcher all year, but against the Capital City Reds in an exhibition game a few days ago, he took the mound. 1-1 pitch misses in the dirt, count now 2-1. Peterson does not pitch well, as he learned against the Reds. Teammates estimated he threw about 67 to 70 miles an hour. Far better behind the plate than throwing to the plate. The 2-1 is in the dirt again, and now 3 balls and a strike here to Trace Peterson to start off the top of the 5th. 3-1 count here to Peterson. No one on, no one out. The pitch. Swing and a miss on an off-speed. Nice changeup from Wrightley on the mound. Had Peterson out in front, so it's now a full count to Trace Peterson. A.J. DiFilippo, a left-handed hitter, waits on deck. And Peterson facing a full count here from Wrightley. The payoff. Fouled right back to the netting behind home plate. The count stays at 3-2, and the 7th pitch of this at-bat coming up to Trace Peterson. Wrightley through his 3 innings of work so far. 4 runs on 2 hits. 2 errors behind him in the field. 3-2 pitch. Fastball misses below the knees, ball 4. And Peterson gets to take first base to lead off the inning for the Flames as DiFilippo comes up with a runner on first and nobody out. DiFilippo, his first 2 trips up to the plate, both times he reached base. First time coming on a single, second time he reached on an error, but that error brought a run around to score. And for Wrightley in this ball game, that's his 3rd walk. And now Peterson, not known to be a speedster, taking a very short lead off of first base. First pitch to DiFilippo is ripped into left center field. Running back on that one, the center fielder Peters. He won't get there. That one goes to the wall. Peterson's hustling around second. He goes for third. Now he's going for home. The throw is cut off at shortstop by Rob Gallagher, and scoring on an RBI double is Trace Peterson. And the Flames are now out in front 9-5. Big extra base hit from A.J. DiFilippo, who's now halfway to the cycle with a single and a double. It's now a 9-5 Flames lead, and Joe Navenchi comes up with now a runner on second base. It's also the 2nd RBI of the night for A.J. DiFilippo, brings his season total up to 24 on the year. And that's the 7th hit of the ball game for this Flames squad. DiFilippo in scoring position on second as Joe Navenchi takes his 3rd plate appearance. Time is called, and Navenchi steps out of the box. In his first 2 plate appearances, Navenchi grounded out to third base and reached on a walk in the 3rd, getting stranded at third base. That one grounded easy over to third, scooped up by Miller. He fires over to first just ahead of Navenchi running, and there's one away here in the 5th. Easy 5-3 putout to get the first out of the inning for the Generals, and now that brings up McLean O'Connor, who grounded out to third back in the 2nd inning and hit a 2-run double back in the 3rd. Has a chance to put on more RBIs here. He has 11 after the 2-run double. A chance to extend it more with DiFilippo on second base, and Vasquez going out to talk to his pitcher after he's given up a run on a hit here in this inning to make it a 9-5 ball game. Will Wrightley has stepped in admirably. Over 3 1/3, he has allowed 5 runs on 3 hits. After his predecessor, Ryan Mastro, went through only the first inning, allowing 4 runs on 4 hits. 2 errors have already gone on in the field behind him, and there's a mound conference between the shortstop, the catcher, and the pitcher. Home plate umpire's gone into the dugout of the Rome Generals. Not sure where he's gone, and the field umpires conversing on the pitcher's mound. The home plate umpire may be in the Generals' dugout. I'm not actually sure where he is. He has left the field of play and is not in sight of anybody. A.J. DeFilippo's waiting on second base. Everyone being patient out in the field. And McLean O'Connor's waiting for his third plate appearance.
Bobby says to come see him.
This break has gone on for well over a minute now, and still no sight of the home plate umpire. Bramante had left the field of play, picks up his glove, goes back to first base. It looks like the home plate umpire was in the Rome Generals dugout. Not sure the reason for that. We'll try to get that info for you, and now that brings up McLean O'Connor finally for his third plate appearance. Again, a ground out to third and a 2-run double to his name. A chance for a third RBI here with A.J. DeFilippo leading off of second.
Welcome back to Rome Generals. Baseball home plate umpire is back, and we're ready for baseball.
O'Connor into the plate, crowding from the right side against the righty Rightly, with one away here in the top of the fifth.
One out and the man on second. It's DeFilippo after the RBI double.
Short lead from DeFilippo on second base. Tom Diskin covering. The first pitch to O'Connor is a fastball in the dirt, and the count's 1-0.
O'Connor, 1 for 2 tonight. 2 RBI.
DeFilippo again taking a short lead off of second base. Lights starting to come on as the sun begins to set here in Rome. The B-52 Bomber, as always, standing out strong in center field. 1-0 pitch, again misses below the knees. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes to O'Connor.
Riley, the man's still on the mound. Generals bullpen is quiet.
Still no action in the Generals' bullpen after another run is surrendered by Will Rightly in the 5th inning. Now up to 5 earned runs so far. 2-0. O'Connor shows bunt, pulls back as that one misses up and away, and the count's now 3 balls and no strikes. And Will Rightly in danger of allowing another walk here. It would be his 4th of the ball game. Through his 3 1/3 innings of work, Rightly has also hit 2 batters. Possibly an explanation for the escalating tensions when Chris DiGiacomo got hit by a pitch, but not the reason set in stone. No one really knows why. And the 3-0 pitch catches the zone, and the count's now 3 balls and a strike here to O'Connor. But Rightly still needs to throw a pitch in the strike zone here. Otherwise, he endangers walking McLean O'Connor and setting up one of the most effective hitters on the Flames team in Jack Cherno, who is waiting patiently on deck. 3-1. Right down the left field line, drops for a base hit. That one going into the corner, scooped up, backhand by Donnie Stokes. Coming around third is A.J. DeFilippo. He scores, and it's an RBI double for McLean O'Connor, his 2nd double of the ball game. It's now 3 RBIs for O'Connor and a 10-5 lead here for the Flames.
RBIs on the night now for O'Connor. I'll bring up the top viewer, Jack Turnell, now with a 10 to
The Flames offense just continues to dominate here. It's now a 10-5 ball game. And the pitching coach for the Rome Generals coming out to talk to Will Rightly. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen, but it looks like his game is done. We'll tell you who comes in to replace him when we come back. Replacing Will Wrightley on the mound is Ronald Russo for the Rome Generals. He is a product of College of Mount St. Vincent right here in New York. He just finished his freshman season, and the first batter he'll face is Jack Cherno. Will Wrightley's stat line so far, and final for the day almost, is 3 1/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts, 5 earned runs as of now, could be 6 if O'Connor scores. Cherno shows bunt and pulls back on the first pitch, and that one misses outside. The count's 1-0. Stat line on the year for Ronald Russo, 4 games pitched so far. Probably one of the worst ERAs in the entire league at 11.81. And right now, McLean O'Connor with the lead off of second base. A threat to move as he's 1 for 4 on the year. 1-0. Off speed, misses above the zone. And the count's now 2 balls and no strikes here to Cherno, who is currently 0 for 1 on the day. A pop out to second back in the third inning. He was hit by pitch in a second, and he walked back in the first. It's a righty-lefty matchup here. The righty Ronald Russo against the lefty Jack Cherno. Big lead from O'Connor. He goes, swing and a miss from Cherno, and he's in there without even a throw from Alex Vasquez. That's a stolen base for McLean O'Connor, his second of the year in 5 attempts. And now a runner 90 feet away from scoring here in the top of the 5th inning. It could become an 11-5 ball game with just as much as a deep fly ball. Count 2-1 after Cherno swung and missed on the last pitch. Entire infield now playing in on the infield grass, trying to make the throw home and keep O'Connor from scoring.
Infield has come in on the grass here.
Russo working from the stretch now. Looks over to third. He deals the 2-1. Off speed, ripped down the right field line, but foul. And that count brings now to round 2-2. Cherno's been fighting real hard tonight. He does not have a base hit yet, but the counts he's gotten into so far, a 4-pitch walk, 2-2, and a first pitch pop out to second base. He's been fighting aside from that easy pop out back in the third. 2-2 to Cherno. Ripped up the middle, a line drive catch by Rob Gallagher. Not a hard rip by any measure, but Gallagher just takes a quick step to his left and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And now that brings up Mike Netzel with 2 away and a runner in scoring position. A chance to make something happen here. He's 1 for 3, a single in the first, a fly out to right in the second, and a ground out to third back in the third. Mike Netzel trying to extend the lead here with 2 away. Russo deals to the righty Netzel. A breaking ball, a called strike right on the middle. Stellar curveball from Ronald Russo lands right over the plate, and the count's 0-1. It's O'Connor on third base. 90 feet from scoring with 2 away. A 0-1 count here to Netzel, the pitch. Fastball chopped foul over towards the Flames dugout, and now Netzel behind in the count, 0-2. Russo trying to get this inning over with. 2 runs already brought around for the Flames this inning. A third 90 feet away if the inning doesn't end here. Waiting on deck for the Flames is Brian Hart. And the 0-2. Sky to the left side and way deep out there. Taking a few steps back, almost out the wall, is Donnie Stokes. There's no warning track here at Larry DeLutis Field, but that certainly would have been warning track territory if it existed here. That retires the side on the deep flyout by Netzel. 2 runs on 2 hits. No, 1 man left on base in scoring position. Heading into the bottom of the 6th, Flames still lead 10-5. Patrick Kenny set to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Rome Generals. And Riley Glenn out for his 5th inning of work, deals the first pitch, fouled off to the left side. And the count quickly, 0-1 here to Kenny. Kenny so far, a pair of walks to his name, his second coming with the bases loaded, so he has an RBI today. Riley Glenn so far, 5 earned runs on 5 hits through 4 innings pitched so far. Trying to get another easy inning here. The 0-1's ripped right back up the middle. One hopper over to McLean O'Connor. He shoots it over to first just in time to get Patrick Kenny out at first. He was not hustling down the line. If he gave it his all, he could have made it in there safely. And instead, it's one away here, as that now brings up Steven Peters, who's 0 for 2 on the day. A pair of flyouts, 1 to center and 1 to left. Peters hasn't gotten into very deep counts so far. A 2-1 before a flyout in the first, and a first pitch flyout back in the third. First pitch misses out of the zone, and the count now 1-0 here to Steve Peters. Glenn about to throw his 91st pitch here in this ball game. And it's a 1-0. Breaking ball called on the lower third of the plate, right by the knees. Stellar breaking pitch from Riley Glenn. That one a straight 12-6 curveball, and the count's knotted up at 1 apiece. No shift here for the lefty Peters, facing the right-handed thrower in Riley Glenn. The 1-1. Ripped into right field. That one falls in the gap for a base hit. Fielded backhand off a hop by Mike Netzel. He gets into the infield quickly, and it's a 1-out single here for Steve Peters. Gets them a runner on base with 1 away, and that brings up Joe Bramante, who's 1 for 2. Joe Bramante, a 2-run single back in the 3rd inning. He also grounded out to second back in the 2nd. Bramante, a right-handed hitter going up against the righty Glenn. A pickoff attempt at first base is not there in time. Peters has to get dirty, but he's in there safely. And from the last inning, Royal Rightly got replaced by Ronald Russo. At the end of the inning, his final live score is 3 1/3, 5 earned runs on 4 hits. First pitch to Bramante misses below the zone, and the count's 1-0. 4 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. And Riley Glenn trying to get Bramante out here with 1 away and a runner on first base. Double play opportunity available, and that pitch is fouled to the right side, and counts now even up at a ball and a strike.
His last time up, Bramante got his team leading 22nd RBI, although he was leading with 20.
Double play depth here in the infield for the Onondaga Flames as the opportunity is open with a runner on first and 1 away. 1-1, runner goes. Pitch misses in the dirt, fielded up by Navenchi, but getting there in and without a throw is Steven Peters. It's a stolen base for Peters. That one, his 10th of the year. Now officially 10 for 16 on stolen base attempts. Count now 2-1 here to Bramante as that one missed in the dirt. And now the Generals have a runner in scoring position with 1 away. 2-1 breaking pitch misses above the zone, about chin level outside of the plate, and the count's 3 balls and a strike.
Peters down there at second now. No stolen base run.
Riley Glenn still trying to get an easy inning here. He went through the first 2 innings rather easily. Since then, it's been quite the battle. He's had a base runner ever since. Actually, he's had a base runner in every inning so far. And 3-1's cut on and missed on the outside corner. And the count's now full at 3-2 to Bramante. Ever since the 3rd inning, he has had a struggle. He allowed 9 batters to come up in the 3rd inning. Got a runner on base in the 4th, was able to get out that one pretty easily. The payoff to Bramante, a fastball inside for ball 4. So now runners on first and second for the Generals with only 1 away. And that brings up Donnie Stokes. That walk for Riley Glenn continues to pile up the total here for him. That's number 5 of the ball game. Coming in from short to give him a quick talking to is, coming in from second base, that's Brian Hart. And now Donnie Stokes comes up for his 3rd plate appearance. A walk back in the 2nd and a swinging strikeout back in the 3rd. Glenn working from the stretch with 2 on and 1 away. First pitch to Stokes is an off speed that just misses above the zone. And the count 1-0. It's Steve Peters on second base, Joe Bermonti on first. Infield still in double play depth because the opportunity is open. 1-0. Fastball taken high and inside. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. When Donnie Stokes walked back in the second inning, it was a strange situation because he got picked off by Riley Glenn, something that a few Flames pitchers have done this season, but not that often. 2-0 to Stokes. Fastball chopped on the ground toward short. This could be 2. O'Connor flips to second for 1. Hartfield is over to first in time for the 6-4-3 double play. That retires the 5th inning, and heading into the 6th, Flames still lead 10-5. Brian Hart leading off the top of the 6th here for the Onondaga Flames. They still lead 10-5 over the Rome Generals here at Larry DeLutis Field. The sky continuing to darker, and the field lights here at Larry DeLutis continuing to get brighter. And now Brian Hart up for his 4th plate appearance. 0 for 3 so far, a pair of groundouts, and a reach on an E4 back in the 4th inning. First pitch to him, he shows bunt, pulls back, but not in time as he makes contact and fouls it behind home plate. The count's 0-1. Brian Hart's part of that stellar 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the 5th inning. He comes up with a chance to get something done here, possibly extend the 10-5 lead. And the 0-1, a curveball catches the outside corner. Stellar break from Ronald Russo out there for his 2nd inning of work. And the count's 0-2. Colin Matthews, a right-handed hitter, waits on deck. The righty Hart faces the 0-2. Ripped into right field, taking a few steps to his left is DiGiacomo, and he makes the catch near the right field line for the first out of the inning, and that brings up Colin Matthews, who's 2 for 3 on the day, a pair of singles, a pair of RBIs, a stolen base, and then a 4-6-3 double play to his name. And now Colin Matthews a chance to get something started in the 6th inning. Ronald Russo on the mound, trying to just keep the Flames off the scoreboard to allow his Generals some more time to get back into this ball game. Third baseman Derek Miller crowded in towards the infield grass after Hart shows bunt, and he's still in there on the grass, and the first pitch breaking ball to Matthews misses below the zone, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. Russo came in replacing Rightly back in the 5th inning. And the 1-0 is a called strike right on the top of the zone. The count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Rightly's final line score, 3 1/3, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, and 3 walks, no strikeouts. The 1-1 to Matthews. Fouled off right towards the Generals dugout, and the count moves to 1-2. I was talking about the kangaroo court earlier today. Colin Matthews has fallen victim to that one a few times. However, he came away scot-free earlier today. 1-2. Breaking ball ripped into center field and deep. Running back to that one is Steven Peters, and he tries to make the catch. He can't get there. It's a one hop off the wall. Matthews goes to second. He rounds second. He's going for third. Cut off by the shortstop Gallagher, and there's no throw as Colin Matthews gets into third with a one-out triple. First extra base hit of the ball game for Colin Matthews. That triple marks number 2 on him for the year. And with that second triple, that's now 6 extra base hits for him on the season. And now the Flames have a runner 90 free from scoring with one away for Jared Grosguth, who hit a 2-run home run back in the first inning of this one. And since then, he's walked and grounded out to third. Entire infield again playing in here for the Generals. Russo trying to keep that runner from scoring and upping the Flames' lead to 6. When Russo came in the last inning, he produced 2 quick outs. And here he's in trouble now. The first pitch to Grosguth, a fastball outside, and the count 1-0. Fifth inning started off with Will Wrightley on the mound. A walk, a double, a ground out, and another double. That brought in 2 runs. And then Wrightley came in, forced a line out and a fly out to end the inning. A fly out to start this one, and then a triple. And the 1-0 is a called strike on the outside corner. Count evens up at 1-1. And now Ronald Russo coming in with one of the worst ERAs in the league, the worst on his team, trying to keep the damage from getting any worse for the Generals here tonight. The 1-1 is fastball up and in. Grosguth has to dip away from that one a bit, and the count's now 2 balls and 1 strike. So far, no walks issued for Ronald Russo. 2-1 count here against Grosguth. The pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, and now the count evens up at 2-2. Russo close to getting a strikeout on Grosguth. Meanwhile, Grosguth has a runner on third base, trying to extend the Flames' 10-5 lead with one away in the top of the 6th. Russo working from the stretch, looks over to third, the 2-2. Off speed, misses away, and now the count's full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This game's taking a very long time here. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and we have already surpassed the 2-hour mark here. The offense from both teams just extending this game far beyond what it will likely go. This game could likely go beyond 3 hours. Entire infield still playing in 3-2 to Grosguth. Popped up just out of the infield. Coming and take a few steps in is the right fielder, Giacomo. He makes the catch. Tagging up is Matthews, but he holds back after a harsh throw into the infield. And he goes back to third, so it's a fly out to right field for Jared Grosguth. Now 2 away here in the in the 6th inning for Trace Peterson. Pitching coach coming out for the Rome Generals. There's no one in the bullpen right now, but pitching coach is calling it a day for Ronald Russo. He leaves after an inning and a third of work, and we'll come back with a new pitcher here on Team Line. Kenny Michael now on the mound for the Rome Generals. He is a position player, so it's a high odds they pitch him the rest of the game and call it a day here for the Rome Generals. It's the 6th inning, but if they pitch him the rest of the day, they're likely just to surrender this game. Colin Matthews on third base, Trace Peterson up with 2 away. First pitch to him, a fastball up and away, and the count's 1-0. Peterson struck out looking back in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, and walked in the 5th. 1-0. Fastball catches the lower third of the plate, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Peterson, the designated hitter tonight, has played mostly catcher this year. His coaches at Lake Erie College actually want him to play first base when he gets back, but with the litany of catcher injuries, he has been relegated to behind the plate for the most part, and the 1-1 is a swing and a miss for Peterson. The count's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 strikes, 2 outs here to Trace Peterson. Colin Matthews 90 feet away from scoring on third base. Kenny Michael, working from the stretch, hits Trace Peterson for the 2nd time today. Second hit by pitch taken by Trace Peterson here in this one. And now there's runners on first and third with 2 away here for A.J. DiFilippo. This is getting out of hand for him. They put a position player on the mound, probably hoping he can take him through the rest of the game without wearing out the bullpen too much. But the first batter he faces, he hits with a pitch with 2 strikes. Anyway, it's runners on first and third, 2 away, 10-5 Flames lead. And A.J. DiFilippo coming up to bat, a single, a double, and a reach on an E6 to his name so far today, 2 for 3 in total. First pitch, a fastball catches the inside corner, and DiFilippo behind in the count, 0-1. A.J. DiFilippo working from the left-handed batter's box against the righty Michael, who's only pitching his 2nd inning of the year. Fake steal from Peterson. That one's ripped into left field for a base hit. That one a successful hit and run for the Flames with 2 away. And an RBI single here for DiFilippo, his 3rd RBI of the ballgame. And it's now 11-5, the Flames lead. Stellar offensive strategy from the Flames there. Trace Peterson fakes a steal to second base, causing the shortstop Gallagher to go cover the bag. And when he left to cover the bag, DiFilippo roped it right into the 6-hole, and that went through for a base hit. So now runners on first and second. A run now in this inning for the Flames, 11-5. And now that brings up Joe Navenchi for his 4th plate appearance. He has an RBI today, coming on a walk with the bases loaded. Other than the walk, a pair of groundouts to third base. And with 2 away, he has runners on first and second. Kenny Michael trying to get out of this inning without allowing any more damage for the Generals. First pitch to him, a fastball up and in. Navenchi has to back up quite a ways there, and the count's 1-0. Offense just continuing to pile up on the Onondaga side. Flames have 4 runs in the first, 4 in the third, 2 in the 5th, and now 1 here in the 6th, while the Generals scored all 5 of their runs in the 3rd inning. 1-0 fastball catches the outside corner, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Some action about to start up in the Generals' bullpen, and action occurring in the Flames' bullpen as well. Riley Glenn's day might be done after that 5th inning. 2-0 breaking ball misses above the zone. It was a 1-1 count. The count's now 2-1. Navenchi looking for his first base hit of the ballgame, could bring in another run for the Flames. It's Trace Peterson on second base, A.J. DiFilippo on first. Kenny Michael working from the stretch, the 2-1. Fouled right back to the fence behind home plate, and the count now moves to 2-2. This game continuing to elongate here. Still in the top of the 6th inning, we've reached the 2-hour, 15-minute mark. Michael trying to escape the jam. 2 on, 2 away, a 2-2 count here to Navenchi, trailing the Flames 11-5. 2-2 ripped into center field, right in the direction of Steve Peters. He just takes a couple steps in and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. The Flames leave 2 on in that inning, and heading into the bottom of the 6th after scoring a run, it's now 11-5 Flames. Coming in for his first pitching appearance as an Onondaga Flame, it's Holden Martin. He appeared in the exhibition matchup with the Capital City Reds. There was an NCAA clearing issue, and he's now eligible to play. The first pitch to Alex Vasquez is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. There was a little bit of a complication with the NCAA. Holden Martin got that cleared up earlier this morning, now eligible to pitch. 0-1 pitch to Vasquez, misses up and away. The count's now even at a ball and a strike. A couple of defensive changes here for the Flames. Jared Grosskreutz no longer in the ball game. A.J. DiFilippo moves over to third base from his old post at first. As the 1-1 pitch misses a low, and the count's now 2-1. Taking DiFilippo's place at first base is Mike Stefan. And that's it for the change of this inning for the Flames. Now a 2-1 count here to Alex Vasquez from Martin. And that one's chopped on the ground, foul down the left field line. The count moves to 2-2. Vasquez so far, a ground out to third back in the second inning, and an RBI single back in the third. Two from Martin. Off speed, ripped over to short. A leaping attempt by McLean O'Connor's no good. That's through for a base hit. Vasquez gets on base to start off the inning for the Rome Generals, and they have a guy on first with nobody out. Now Thomas Diskin on with one away, with no one away. Runner on first base. Tom Diskin comes up for his third at bat. He had a double back in the third to lead off the inning, and he grounded out to short back in the fourth. Double play depth here for the Onondaga Flames. They lead 11-5. First pitch to him is a called strike on the fastball, and the count 0-1. Holden Martin goes to Muskingum University, a native of Pittsburgh. Oddly, a lifelong Duke fan. He was a lifelong fan of J.J. Redick during his time playing for the Blue Devils, thinking that if this white guy can play basketball, I can as well. And he played 4 years of high school varsity basketball. A check swing is grounded over to third. A barehand attempt by DiFilippo. He throws it over to first. Not in time. And getting in there with an infield single is Tom Diskin. Back-to-back hits to lead off the 6th inning for the Rome Generals. And now Rob Gallagher up to bat with 2 on and nobody out for the Generals here in the bottom of the 6th. Not a hot start here for Holden Martin. Already 2 runners on base in 2 batters faced. Gallagher so far hasn't had much luck. He walked back in the 3rd and was tagged out running to first by Riley Glenn on a controversial call. He was deemed out while the whole Rome Generals dugout disagreed. The first pitch is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Gallagher's in a late arrival for this Generals team. The young guy needed to finish high school before he came here. First, second, nobody out. 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch misses high, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. Holden Martin struggling out of the gate. Other action occurring in the Flames bullpen as well, though that could just be pitcher bullpen scheduled to occur during the game. 1-1. Showing bunt, but pulling back is Gallagher as that one misses low and away. The count's 2-1.
2-1 on Rob Gallagher.
Top of the order waiting on deck, Derek Miller, a right-handed batter, waits on deck. The lefty Gallagher facing the righty Holden Martin. Martin looking back at second, the 2-1. Fastball misses above the letters, and the count's now 3 balls and a strike. Infield shifted slightly to the right for Gallagher. McClain O'Connor, the shortstop, playing very close to the second base bag, trying to keep the runner on second close. That one chopped on the ground towards first. This could be 2. Instead, though, Stefan takes it to the bag himself to get the easy out. So 1 away, runners on second and third. It's possible that the batter coming up in Derek Miller could be intentionally walked to give a force out in any base situation some latitude here. So far, Derek Miller, a single, a double, and a ground out to his name. This is about to be his 4th at-bat, and eventually he's going to squat down, and Holden Martin will face Derek Miller here with 1 away and runners on second and third in the bottom of the 6th. Breaking ball on the first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. A harsh 12-6 break there from Holden Martin. The count's 0-1. 0-1. Fastball misses just above the zone. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Chris DiGiacomo waits on deck, a left-handed hitter who caused some fireworks back in the 3rd inning when he was hit by a pitch, and a brawl almost broke out as he took major offense. 1-1 off speed, catches the lower third of the strike zone, and the count now 1-2 to Miller. It seems as if Holden Martin's breaking pitches are really working for him here as he's struggling to control his fastball. And so now runners on second and third. 1 out, 1-2 count to Miller. The pitch. Breaking ball chopped on the ground towards third. Throw over to first from DiFilippo is in time. Both other runners advance. Flames allowed a run to score, so it's 2 away here, and the score is now 11-6. And so with 2 away and a runner 90 feet from scoring, DiGiacomo comes back up for his 4th plate appearance. No hits so far, aside from the hit by pitch in the 3rd inning, a fly out to left and a pop out to first. Miller comes away with an RBI from that last at-bat. DiGiacomo a lefty against the righty Martin. First pitch, a fastball sky to the left side, out of play, and the count 0-1. With the RBI coming on the ground out for Derek Miller, that brings his total up to 8 on the year. And DiGiacomo heading into this at-bat with 9 could bring in number 10 here with a base hit. 0-1 sky to the left side. That one teetering the foul line, goes into foul territory. Running back on that one is A.J. DiFilippo, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Flames give up a run, but they still have a 5-run lead. Heading into the 7th, it's 11-6, the Flames lead. McLean O'Connor leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Onondaga Flames. Kenny Michael still out there for the Generals. First pitch, a fastball by the knees, and the count's 0-1 to start the inning here to O'Connor, who enters this at-bat with a double, a triple, and a ground out. That pitch, a called strike, and the count's now 0-2. 3 RBIs for O'Connor so far in this one. Kenny Michael working from the windup, the 0-2. A high and inside fastball, and the count now 1-2. No changes defensively for the Generals, while the Flames made their first defensive shifts in the last inning. 1-2 fastball misses low and away. Count knotted up at 2 apiece. 2-2 count here on O'Connor with no one out. Fastball misses high and outside. Count now 3-2. Count was 0-2 to McLean O'Connor. He's worked the count full on Kenny Michael. And now Michael trying to set him down the 3-2. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. O'Connor didn't like that, and he goes back to the dugout. But it's one away here in the first strikeout of the ballgame and the season for Kenny Michael, and that brings the top of the order back up in Jack Cherno. Cherno so far 0 for 2, a pop out to second, a line drive out to the shortstop, a hit by pitch, and a walk. He also has a stolen base in the first inning, and he was caught stealing back in the second. He comes up with one away, up 11-6 in the top of the 7th. Nobody on base. First pitch to him is a called strike on the outside corner, fastball, and the count 0-1. Doesn't look like Kenny Michael has any breaking pitches. We haven't seen any from him so far. And Cherno stepping back into the left-handed batter's box against the righty Michael with an 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, a fastball called a strike on the outside corner, and Cherno quickly behind 0-2. Cherno quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Michael looking for possibly his second strikeout of the inning. Winds and deals the 0-2. Fastball misses low and gets down in the dirt, gets behind Vasquez. No one's on base, so it's no trouble. And the count 1-2 here to Cherno. 1-2 count here to Cherno. Working from the left side. And Michael deals. 1-2 is skied foul to the left side, out of play. And the count's still 1-2. Fifth pitch for the at-bat coming up. Cherno's on-base percentage is probably one of the most stellar things about him. He's got a 1-2 count here. He's reached base via hit by pitch or walk twice today. 1-2 fastball misses low, and the count's now 2-2. Jack Cherno, his on-base percentage can't be properly calculated right now because some of the stats are still missing for this ball club. But for the most part this season, his on-base percentage has hovered close to 500 the entire time he's been here, and the 2-2 misses inside, and 0-2 gets worked to 3-2. Second time in a row, Michael has gone 0-2 in front of the batters and got put back into a wall with a 3-2 count. And Michael deals the payoff. Fastball misses outside for ball 4. Cherno takes first base, and the Flames have a runner on first with one away for Mike Netzel. Coming into this at-bat, 1 for 4 on the day, a pair of flyouts, a groundout, and a single. If the inning continues, Pat Netzel will see a pinch hitter as Mike Ruggiero is in the on-deck circle. He'll likely replace Brian Hart next inning no matter what. Cherno leads off of first base. Netzel with one away. He puts down a bunt down the third base line, picked up by Kenny Michael. He's not going to get there in time for a throw, and it's a bunt single here for Mike Netzel. Stellar small ball here from the Onondaga Flames, up by 5 runs here in the 7th inning. And now versed in second with one away for Mike Ruggiero, coming in for his first at-bat, replacing Brian Hart, who ends his day 0 for 4. Heading into this ball game, Mike Ruggiero, not the best batting average, 178, but it's huge progress from earlier this season. He couldn't get off the ground after starting the season with a hamstring pull. Ruggiero, a right-handed hitter, working against the righty Michael, with runners on first and second, one away, and a 5-run lead for the Flames, looking to extend it here. Michael looks back at second, where a big lead's taken by Cherno, and the first pitch is high and inside, almost hits Ruggiero, who has to duck out of the way, and the count's 1-0. Ruggiero has also pitched twice against this team. Total 3 innings, no earned runs. 1-0. Fastball, a called strike on the outside corner, and the count evened up at a ball and a strike here to Ruggiero. Colin Matthews waits on deck as Ruggiero has runners on first and second, 1-1 count, one away in the top of the 7th, up by 5, chance to extend the lead. Michael looks back at second. The 1-1 is a check swing attempt, but he went around without a doubt, and the count's now 1-2. Mike Ruggiero kept his wrist from breaking, but he turned so far around, facing the Flames dugout to his left, and that his bat crossed the plane, and so the count's 1-2 here to Ruggiero. Middle infield playing close to the second base back here, protecting Jack Cherno, leading off of second, as Mike Netzel also leads off of first. 1-2. Fastball's cut on and missed for strike 3, the second strikeout of the inning and the ball game for Kenny Michael. This one swinging after McLean O'Connor went down looking, and now 2 away here with 2 on for Colin Matthews, who's halfway to the cycle with a pair of RBIs, 2 singles and a triple so far. Matthews, the righty, taking on the righty Michael, as Mike Stefan waits on deck for what would be his first plate appearance after he came into the field in the bottom half of the 6th. First pitch to Stefan, a called strike on the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. He's got 4 at-bats today, 3 of them hits, a pair of singles, the triple I mentioned. The other at-bat, a 4-6-3 double play. Michael looks back at second, the 0-1. Fastball misses high and outside, and the count now evened up at a ball and a strike. Lights going on brighter here as the sky darkens. We're over 2.5 hours into this ball game, still haven't escaped the top of the 7th. This game is almost certain to extend beyond 3 hours. And the 1-1. Fastball missed outside. Runner goes to third. The throw down to third base is in time. Jack Turner goes down stealing for the second time today. And that retires the side. Colin Matthews has to wait to finish the at-bat till the 8th inning. And heading into bottom 7, the Flames still lead 11-6. Three, four, five due up for the Rome Generals here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Patrick Kenny, the first batter. He's got a pair of walks to his name as well as a ground out in the 5th inning. One of his walks brought in a run as he was walked with the bases loaded. Holden Martin still out there for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch to Kenny is skied foul behind home plate. And the count 0-1. No other defensive changes in the field for the Flames except for a change in the middle infield. And the 0-1 to Kenny is ripped into left field, right in the direction of Colin Matthews, who takes one step in to make the catch for out number 1. A double switch in the middle infield, as Mike Ruggiero is now playing shortstop, and coming into second base is Reed Gibbs for the Onondaga Flames. So Mike Ruggiero takes Brian Hart's spot in the lineup after pinch hitting last inning. And presumably coming into McLean O'Connor's spot in the lineup, batting 9th, is Reed Gibbs, now playing second base. And the first pitch to the second batter of the inning, Steven Peters, is a ball low, and the count's 1-0. Peters so far, a pair of flyouts and a single back in the 5th inning. 1-0 fastball, a called strike. And the count's knotted up at 1 apiece. 1-1 count to Peters, a lefty against the right-handed pitching Holden Martin. Out for his 2nd inning. The 1-1 is skied right into the infield. Taking just 2 steps over to his left is Mike Ruggiero. He makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. And now with two-way, that brings up Joe Bramante for his 4th plate appearance. An RBI single, a 2-run single, a walk, and a ground out to his name so far. 2 outs for Bramante. Nobody on. Generals still trailing 11-6. Martin working from the windup. First pitch fastball, skied foul out of play to the right side. And the count's 0-1. Holden Martin had an extended inning last time out. The 6th inning took 5 batters to retire. Gets 2 quick, easy outs here after allowing 2 hits to start off the 6th. And the fastball in the dirt makes it a 1-1 count here. Bramante playing this entire game despite the Generals coaching staff seeming to believe it's out of reach. Testimony to how resilient he is, both mentally and physically. Again, he's played in every game so far this season. 1-1's ripped into right field, taking a few steps in, and a diving attempt by Netzel is no good, and it lands in front of him. It's a single here with 2 away for Joe Bramante. Netzel makes a diving attempt there, able to keep it in front of him at the very least. And now runner on first with 2 away for the Generals. That brings up Donnie Stokes for his 4th plate appearance. A walk, a strikeout, and a double play. 0 for 2 so far. So with Bramante on first base, Stokes has a chance to get the inning going. Now a runner on base, an extra base hit into the gap. Could bring another run around for the Generals, trailing by 5 in the bottom of the 7th. There are 2 outs, and Holden Martin, the first pitch, a curveball, a called strike on the lower third, and the count's 0-1. Through these first 2 innings, Holden Martin's key pitch seems to be his curveball, which has not failed him yet. He has had some on and off accuracy with that fastball. 0-1 is skied high to the left side of the infield. Taking steps to his left is the third baseman, A.J. DeFilippo. He makes the catch on the lip of the infield grass, and that retires the side. 7 innings of play done here in Rome. Heading into the top of the 8th, Flames still up 11-6. Top of the 8th inning here at Larry DeLutis Field. Colin Matthews set to lead off for the Flames as he was stranded in the batter's box when Jack Cherno got caught trying to steal third in the top of the 7th. First pitch to him, a fastball brushes him off the plate inside, and the count's 1-0 to start the inning. So far for Matthews, a pair of singles, one of them that brought in 2 runs, and a triple back in the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch is cut on and missed on the breaking ball, and the count's dotted up at a ball and a strike. Kenny Michael still on the mound for the Generals. Michael, remind you, a position player who's been pitching since the 5th. 1-1. Cut on and missed. Another swing and a miss for Colin Matthews, and the count's now 1-2. Colin Matthews has played every position in the outfield this year, manning left field tonight. The position we see him man the least. He's mostly a right fielder with that cannon arm as the 1-2 fastball is a cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Matthews didn't like it, but it's one away here in the top of the 8th inning for the Onondaga Flames. That's the third strikeout of the ball game for Kenny Michael, and now Mike Stefan comes up for his second at-bat of this ball game. His first at-bat. He came into the 6th inning when Jared Groskuth had an at-bat. However, he came in the bottom half in the field. He's playing first base now. Switch hitter working from the left side against the righty Michael. He chops the first pitch on an easy hop over to second, fires it over to first. Diskin gets the second out of the inning. So now that brings up Trace Peterson, who looks like he's getting pinch hit for by Adam Gordon. Number 22, he comes into this game with a stellar .326 batting average out of Cal State LA. He's trying to get something done here with 2 away. It's not unexpected that the Flames coaching staff would try to get Trace a break. He's been laboring all season for them, playing far more than he's projected behind the plate. Probably wasn't intended to play at all today, but he's manned 4 stellar at-bats for this ball club, wearing 2 hit-by pitches, a walk, and a looking strikeout. And so Adam Gordon about to take his first plate appearance with 2 away. First pitch to him is a fastball missing low and away, and the count's 1-0.
So Adam Gordon, 325 on the year, 15 RBIs, 9 walks, and 11 strikeouts.
Kenny Michael trying to set down the top of the 8th inning. 1-0 to Gordon. Fastball's cut on and miss. Big hack from Gordon, and the count's knotted up at a ball on a strike.
83 at-bats. He does have those 27 hits. 4 of them doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run. So
Gordon, the lefty, against the righty Kenny Michael, trying to get the inning going here for the Flames with 2 away. And the 1-1 fastball, another called strike by the knees. And so 1-2 count here to Adam Gordon.
here in the top of the 8th, we're finally starting to move quickly, although I probably just jinxed that. Although Michael, 2 outs already in the inning. Trying to set the Flames.
Waiting on deck, another pinch hitter for the Flames, Corbin Paxton. Kenny Michael working from the windup, 1-2. Fastball misses outside. Count now knotted up at 2. Gordon takes a step into the batter's box. Facing a 2-2 count with 2 away, no one on base, up by 5. That pitch is skied foul behind home plate, so able to keep the at-bat alive is Adam Gordon, and the count still 2-2. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Adam Gordon.
I believe that A.J. DiFilippo should be the man on deck, although Joe Navenchi is the man warming, I believe, or no. It's going to be a pinch hitter, Corbin Paxton, so the Flames really throwing things around outside.
2-2, fastball misses outside, so the count now full at 3-2.
3-2.
A full count here for Adam Gordon. Bases empty with 2 away in the top of the 8th. Flames up 11-6. A chance to keep the inning alive here for the Flames and possibly get some more runs on the board available for them. The 3-2 payoff. Fastball inside for ball 4. Gordon makes it to first base. And now taking his first at-bat of the ball game is Corbin Paxton. He comes in for A.J. DiFilippo, whose day ends at 3 for 4 with 2 singles, a double, and a reach on an error. 3 RBIs in total for the Columbia product, and he is done. That brings up Corbin Paxton, another left-handed hitter, as Kenny Michael is done for the ball game.
Michael is done as well.
We'll let you know who comes in as his replacement. We come back. So coming on for the Rome Generals, another position player in Julian Pedruzzo, typically an outfielder, coming in to pitch the last 4 outs for the Rome Generals. It's Corbin Paxton, a pinch hitter up for the Flames, as the first batter, and the first pitch fastball misses above the zone, and the count's 1-0 to Paxton. Pedruzzo hasn't pitched so far this season. Pedruzzo, a funny tale, as he gets set and delivers the 1-0. Fastball ripped foul down the left field line. Count knotted up at 1-1 as the pitch goes out of play. The last time these two teams faced off against each other was, the last time the Flames hosted the Rome Generals was the 4th of July. Both teams were enjoying a picnic, and Julio Pedruzzo came up to me and said, "I swear I've seen you before." 1-1 pitch is a fastball called strike by the knees, count 1-2. And neither of us could put our finger on it. I didn't really recognize him, but he recognized me, so I looked it up. It turns out he played for a travel team as an international player out of the same baseball complex where I worked out when I played high school baseball. How about that? Orden goes on the 1-2, and it's cut on and missed by Corbin Paxton for strike 3. Paxton strikes out, and Pedruzzo faces one batter and gets out of the inning. Heading into the bottom of the 8th, Flames lead 11-6. Alex Vasquez to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Rome Generals as he faces a new pitcher for the Flames in Chris Burnett, who is in his first pitching appearance since he challenged Nico Tamurian of MBC3 to a challenge to hit his fastball. Nico Tamurian made foul tip contact, but he could not get a base hit. The Onondaga Flames interns, the two Brandons, myself and Brandon McCula, one of the game day ops interns, also tried to hit his fastball as part of our social media content, and we both succeeded. We both made fair contact. And Burnett, for the first time since that outing, stepping on the mound in a game for the Onondaga Flames. First pitch to Vasquez, fouled on the ground back behind home plate. And quickly ahead of the count and ahead of Vasquez, Burnett is 0-1. So a few defensive changes besides Burnett. Let's see if you can keep up. Mike Netzel moves from right field to third base. Taking over from first base is Corbin Paxton. Mike Stefan moves from first base to left field. And now out of the ball game is AJ DiFilippo. One more time, just to make sure you got that all down. Colin Matthews moves from left to right. Mike Netzel moves from right to left. No, Mike Netzel moves from right to third base. Coming in at first base for Mike Stefan is Corbin Paxton. And Stefan moves to left field. The 0-1 pitch is skied into shallow right field. Taking a few steps back is Reed Gibbs. And he makes the catch just ahead of Colin Matthews, who took a few steps in on that one. And the counts, there's no count. It's one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Thomas Diskin, who is 0 for 3 on the ball game. The Flames have made a litany of changes in this ball game. The Generals haven't substituted a single player besides their pitcher tonight.
Thomas Diskin coming to the plate. 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a run scored.
One away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 11-6 the Flames lead. The first pitch to Diskin. A fastball called strike on the outside corner. And Diskin behind in the count, 0-1. Diskin, a single and a double, and a ground out to short to his name so far in this contest. 2 for 3 in total. He does not have any RBIs. 0-1 pitch from Burnett. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. Counts knotted up at a ball and a strike.
And that from Chino Hills, California, and Kelly Polly.
Cal Poly Pomona product, Chris Burnett, can touch 90, but during the Nico Challenge, he was probably sitting more around 85 miles an hour, possibly a little lower. He did not have that much time to warm up. 1-1 is cut on and missed. A changeup gets Diskin out in front, and Diskin behind the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
Rob Gallagher in the bottom of the order is on deck.
Rob Gallagher on deck, and Chris Burnett working
One ball.
out of the stretch as always, even with nobody on base. With 1 away, a 1-2 count. Here the pitch. Fastball inside. Diskin has to jump out of the way of that one. And the count's knotted up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
At his feet. 2 and 2.
Joe Navenchi not being trusted to call his own game yet. Not uncommon for college catchers. Still receiving signs from the dugout from head coach Mike Cordero. 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed. That one in the dirt. So Navenchi just makes an easy throw over to first in time. And Diskin doesn't even drop his bat on that one. It's 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. That brings up Rob Gallagher. Killer curveball from Chris Burnett. He showed it off in the challenge against the interns and did throw a curveball to Nico just to catch him off guard. And that one went probably from right over the middle to way out of the zone and in the dirt. And so 2 away for Rob Gallagher, a lefty against the right-handed pitching Chris Burnett.
Back in the 3rd. Flames put a 4 spot in that inning.
First pitch to him, a fastball fouled right back to the netting behind home plate, and the count's 0-1.
Back to the netting.
Not a good day for Gallagher so far. A pair of groundouts and a walk to his name. That walk coming in the 3rd inning, he would come around to score. Nothing in 1 from Chris Burnett.
Just hit our 3rd
Gallagher crowding the plate.
play. Here it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For Gallagher, 0-1 count with 2 outs against
0-1 pitch here. Fastball misses high. And so the count evens up at a ball and a strike to Rob Gallagher, trying to keep this inning alive for the Generals, trailing by 5 in the bottom of the 8th. And on the flip side, Chris Burnett trying to get the Flames out of the inning and end this game a little bit quicker as Derek Miller at the top of the order waits on deck. Breaking ball, a called strike, another killer 12-6 curveball from Chris Burnett, and the count moves to 1-2.
1 and 2 now on Gallagher.
2 strikes, 2 outs. General is down by 5. Burnett trying to end the inning and get the Flames a little closer to going home. Time is called at home plate.
Time called by Gallagher.
Gallagher just stretching out a little bit, getting set in the mood. Flames fielders all a little bit impatient, sort of dawdling out in their positions, not really at attention. 1-2.
1-2 outside.
Dirt ball outside. Eventually able to glove it and keep it from going to the backstop, but the count's 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 8th on Gallagher.
2-2, 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Still an 11-6 Flames lead. Burnett trying to set Rob Gallagher down on strikes. 2-2. Fastball misses high and outside. It's now a full count with 2 away here on Rob Gallagher. And the payoff pitch coming from Burnett. A lot of patient waiting from the Generals batters right here. Can it pay off in this situations? Full count. The payoff from Burnett. Ritz foul down the left field line. Gallagher lives to see another pitch. And so now the 7th pitch of this at-bat coming up. For the lefty Gallagher, not too much of a shift. Second baseman Reed Gibbs playing a little bit closer to the right side. 3-2 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Chris Burnett. And that ends the 8th inning here in Rome. Going into the top of the 9th, Flames still lead 11-6. The game has now surpassed the 3-hour mark heading into the top of the 9th inning. Joe Navenchi leading off for the Onondaga Flames. The first pitch from Julian Pedruzzo is a called strike, and the count 0-1 to Navenchi. Navenchi, the 8-hitter, 8-9-1 due up to start this inning. Pedruzzo got the final out of the 8th. Here to face the 9th inning now, and the 0-1 pitch misses high and outside, count 1-1. Navenchi 0 for 3 so far. A walk, a pair of groundouts, and a flyout as that one's fouled to the right side, out of play. So now a ball and 2 strikes to Navenchi here. Joe Navenchi still trying to find his groove here. It's his first taste of college competition. 1-2 fastball misses outside, count 2-2. He's obviously touted enough to be a Division I recruit heading to Canisius in the fall. But when the call came in very late in the season, only about a week and a half ago, no one really knew what to expect from him as the 2-2 fastball misses outside, and the count's now 3-2. For a catcher, for especially a position that important, it really is unpredictable how it'll go. He was really brought on as an extra body, and the 3-2 misses outside for ball 4. He's on first base with no one out in the 9th. And Navenchi hasn't really found his stroke at the plate yet. He has an RBI tonight and then an RBI the last game, so 2 on the season. His batting average isn't great there, but he's showing stellar defense behind the plate, protecting pass balls from getting to the backstop. And so now it's Reed Gibbs up for his first plate appearance. Came in for McLean O'Connor in the field back in the 7th inning. Coming up after McLean O'Connor went 2 for 4. First pitch misses low and away, count 1-0. as Reed Gibbs comes into this ball game with a .240 batting average, a product of Occidental College. He's really seen sporadic action as the 1-0 fastball catches the lower third, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike. Reed Gibbs has played mostly as a replacement player, getting an occasional start, but that coming very rarely. Making the most of his opportunities here as the 1-1 skied into foul territory, right side, running to it, the first baseman Bramante, and it goes just out of play. And the count's 1-2. And Reed Gibbs continuing to fight to make his spot worthwhile. Just finished his junior year at Occidental College. His playing time here most likely for improvement purposes. He hasn't gotten a lot of action. This is only his 14th game of the 32 the Flames have played in so far. But he's trying to make the most of it. He's got 4 RBIs. He's got a pair of stolen bases as well. 1-2. Fastball misses outside, doesn't go around on the check swing, and the count's knotted up at 2-2. Waiting on deck, the top of the order in Jack Cherno, as there's a runner on first base, no one away here in the top of the 9th inning. Flames leading 11-6, and a 2-2 count here on Gibbs. Pedruzzo, he deals the 2-2 fastball about head level above the zone, and the count's now 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner on first base. Top of the order waiting on deck. Reed Gibbs crowding the play from the right side, trying to get something done here. And the payoff. Fastball misses outside for ball 4. Gibbs holds up on the check swing yet again. And there are now 2 runners on base for the Flames with no one out in the top of the 9th. And the top of the order coming back up in Jack Cherno. So far on the day, no hits for him, but 2 walks. A reach on a hit by pitch, a pop out to second, and a line out to short. He is certainly due for a hit if he hasn't got one already. Again, his batting average through the roof, 297. A few extra base hits to his name as well with 4 doubles. And with those walks he has tonight, his total now goes up to 24 on the year. Most on the team, and that's not even close. Next closest walk leader is Mike Stefan with 18. And so now Cherno with a chance here with 2 on and no one away. And the first pitch is chopped on the ground right back to the pitcher. A diving stop by Pedruzzo. He shoots it over to first. Not in time, and it goes away from Bramante on the bag. 1 run comes around to score. Running around third is the Navenchi. He comes in, and he's going to get tagged out. So 1 run comes in on that error, courtesy of Julian Pedruzzo. It's now 12-6 Flames. And now coming up with 1 away in the inning, it's Nick Garcia, pinch hitter, coming in for Mike Netzel. So it's Jack Cherno on second base after reaching on an E1. Joe Navenchi scores on the play. Getting tagged out at home is Reed Gibbs. First pitch to Garcia, fastball called strike, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Garcia comes in for Mike Netzel, whose day ends at a line of 2 for 5, a pair of singles and 2 flyouts and a ground out. 0-1 to Garcia. Check swing goes around as it's a strike regardless, and the count's 0-2. So the putout of Reed Gibbs at home plate is technically a 1-9-2. Since it was fielded by Pedruzzo, he initiated the error throw as the 0-2 is skied foul behind home plate. Still 0-2 here to Garcia. Pedruzzo threw into right field, so that's the 1. It was picked up by the right fielder, Chris DiGiacomo, that's the 9, and it was thrown home to get Gibbs, that's the 2. 0-2 count the pitch. Swing and a miss. Their second strikeout for Julian Pedruzzo here. And now 1 away here in the inning for Mike Ruggiero coming up for his second at-bat after he struck out back in the 7th inning. Ruggiero still a chance to do something here with the runner on second and only 1 away. Cullen Matthews on deck should the inning continue. It's a righty-righty matchup between these 2 players. Ruggiero with the strikeout in the last inning. His season total moves up to 13. First pitch, a fastball outside. 1-0 count here to Ruggiero. Cherno leading off of second base. Ruggiero desperately needing to get things going here. As the 1-0 fastball catches the lower third, the count's evened up at 1-1. Ruggiero's batting average has gotten better lately, but his season total still slacks well behind the rest of the team. He has very little time left to get it done as there's only 10 games left after this. And the 1-1 fastball misses outside. Vasquez able to keep it from going to the backstop after making a leap in. The count's 2-1. Tom Diskin, the second baseman, playing close to the bag, trying to keep Cherno close. And the 2-1 fastball misses low and away. Count now 3-1 to Ruggiero. Colin Matthews 3 for 5 today, waiting on deck. And a 3-1 count here to Ruggiero. 1 away in the top of the ninth, up by 6. Fastball misses high and outside for ball 4. And so now Mike Ruggiero walks over to first base. That walk marking his 7th of the year. And now it's runners on first and second with 1 away for the Flames. Double play opportunity now available to the Generals as Colin Matthews comes up for his 6th at-bat. Double play and a looking strikeout mark his 2 at-bats where he did not get a hit. Otherwise, a triple, a single, and a 2-run single coming back in the first. He also has a stolen base to his name today. That stolen base bringing his season total up to 4. And the first pitch is ripped up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third base is Cherno. He's going to come around to score. It's cut off by the first baseman, Joe Bramante. And it's now 13-6 Flames on the RBI single by Colin Matthews. Now 4 hits on the day and 3 RBIs for Matthews. Mike Stefan coming up for his 2nd plate appearance tonight. First time up, he grounded out to second base. That coming back in the 8th inning. Still runners on first and second, still 1 away. Now a 13-6 Flames lead. And the first pitch to Stefan is inside, and the count 1-0. Stefan's batting average heading into today, 194. Major progress from the start of the season, like Ruggiero, hovering around 120, 110 for a while, and an improvement in play as of late for the freshman from Canisius, and then that pitch misses in the dirt yet again. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Stefan, as he's trying to keep the inning alive for the Flames and possibly get some more done on offense. Gordon, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. Another lefty to go against the righty, Julian Perjuzzo. Perjuzzo from the stretch, the 2-0. Fastball outside. Count now 3 balls and no strikes. Perjuzzo in danger of walking the bases loaded. So it's Mike Ruggiero on second base. Colin Matthews on first. 3-0 count. 1 out in the top of the 9th. The pitch. Fastball catches the inside corner. Finally a strike here to Stefan. And the count moves to 3-1. Perjuzzo just trying to keep the Flames off the scoreboard as they already have a 7-run lead and it could get much, much worse. 3-1's ripped into right center field and deep. That one's in the gap and that's going to the wall. Coming around to score on that one is Ruggiero. Rounding third is Colin Matthews. He's coming around to score. Going into third is Stefan with a triple. 2-run triple for Mike Stefan. And that brings the game to 15-6. The offense just continues to pile up here for the Flames. With the 9th inning, the offense doesn't die, it gets born again. Another 4-run inning for the Onondaga Flames, and there's still only 1 out with a runner on third base. Adam Gordon in for his 2nd plate appearance. He pinch hit in the 8th inning for Trace Peterson and drew a walk. First pitch to him, cut on and missed. And the count moves to 0-1 to start this at-bat. A deep fly ball could bring in another run for the Flames, who now have a 9-run lead after the 2-run triple. 0-1. Ripped into left center field. That one going into the gap, and the catch is made for the second out. But actually, that's the end of the inning. My apologies.
Generals trail by 9, 15-6 Onondaga.
Don't know where the second out is.
The pickoff.
No, it's not a pickoff.
But you're right.
The guy getting gunned down at home was
Keon Taylor coming on to close out the ninth for the Onondaga Flames, facing first the top of the order in Derek Miller. Music still going on here, holding up play, finally dies down. And Miller coming up for his fifth plate appearance, a single, a double, and a pair of groundouts so far. One RBI coming on a groundout in the sixth. First pitch from Keon Taylor is a fastball inside, and the count's 1-0.
as we enter the bottom.
Keon Taylor heading into today, it's not a save situation, but he has 6 of those on the year. As the one pitch is a called strike. It was 1-0. The count's now 1-1.
0-1 now. It's 1-1. That pitch missing.
Keon Taylor, a 2.02 ERA entering this one. 13.1 innings pitched, a 1-0 record. That one ripped right back up the middle on the ground. A running grab by Ruggiero. A turnaround flip over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Mike Ruggiero, a spinning throw around the second base bag to get the first out of the inning. And 2 outs left to work with for the Rome Generals, down by 9 runs as Chris DiGiacomo comes up for his fifth plate appearance. He's 0 for 3 so far, a hit by pitch in the third, surrounding by a pair of flyouts and a pop out to first base.
1 out. In the bottom of the ninth again, Keon Taylor on.
Taylor, 2 outs left to get past here.
Just getting some work.
First pitch, fastball, a cold strike on the outside corner. He's ahead 0-1.
Throws sidearm with a wide stop to the right side.
Keon Taylor, one of 4 sidearmers on this Flames team, one of the most reliable pitchers this team has. 0-1, sky to the left side. Foul territory. Running to that one is Joe Navenchi, but he's not going to get there. And the count moves to 0-2.
0-2 now.
Navenchi might have been able to get there if he left his position behind the plate a little bit earlier.
So Taylor 1-0 on the season, 2.02 ERA.
But instead, that one drops near the Flames dugout. So 0-2 here to DiGiacomo.
13 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 6 hits. In the All-Star game back on Monday, he pitched.
Nick Garcia in at third base now for the Onondaga Flames,
He had to save.
replacing Mike Netzel after pinch hitting for him in the ninth inning. That one ripped into shallow left field. Running under that one is Stefan. That's going to fall between short, third, and left for a base hit. So DiGiacomo comes up with his first hit of the ball game with one away here in the bottom of the ninth. As this game is beginning to approach way late into this one, it's past the 3 hour and 20-minute mark. Not the longest game for the Flames so far this season. The longest marked at 3 hours and 40 minutes. And Patrick Kemi coming up for his fifth plate appearance. A pair of walks, a ground out, and a fly out to his name so far. One of those walks in the third inning brought in a run as the bases were loaded. First pitch in the dirt gets way away from Novenchi. DiGiacomo advances to second base on that one. So now a runner in scoring position for the Generals. And the count's 1-0 here to Kenny. 1-0 on to Kenny. Keon Taylor trying to get out of this inning without any damage. Flames have a 15-6 lead. This game's all but over. Just wants to preserve his ERA. 1-0. Fastball just misses outside, so 2 balls and no strikes here to Patrick Kenny. Waiting on deck, the left-handed hitter, Steven Peters. And that pitch is ripped on the ground up the middle. A grabbing attempt by Reed Gibbs is no good, and reaching on an infield single here is Patrick Kenny. DiGiacomo advances to third base, back-to-back singles for the Generals. And now first and third with one away in the bottom of the ninth inning for Steve Peters. Chance to keep this inning going, possibly get some runs on the board. But now a double play opportunity still open for the Flames. And a ground out could end the ball game. Middle infield closer to the second base bag. Patrick Kenny on the year, perfect 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts. First pitch outside, fastball, and the count's 1-0. Came into this game 6 for 6 on stolen bases. 1-0, runner goes. Fastball outside, no throw. And so Kenny takes second base for his 7th stolen base of the year. He reaches there on defensive indifference. So 2-0 count here to Peters. 2-0 from Keon is a called strike on the outside corner. A good fastball that just paints the corner, and the count's 2-1. It's Patrick Kenny on second base now. Tristan Giacomo on third. That one way inside. Brushes Peters off the plate, and the count's now 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the pitch. Fastball way outside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the ninth for the Rome Generals, and that brings up Joe Bramante. He's coming out for his 5th plate appearance. So far, 2 singles, a walk, and a ground out as pitching coach Robert Andrews goes out to talk to Keon Taylor. No one is up in the bullpen for the Flames. In fact, the bullpen is empty. Everyone has left the bullpen and returned to the dugout in anticipation of the end of the ball game. Probably just a composure visit for Keon Taylor, who has 3 men on base behind him, but Keon Taylor has been in tough situations before, able to get past them without too much trouble so far this season. And Bramante looking for a possible 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or maybe even 5th RBI here. It's DiGiacomo on third base, Kenny on second, Steve Peters on first. Only one away here. The first pitch, a fastball catches the inside corner. No, it doesn't. Keon Taylor wanted that strike, but he doesn't get it. The count's 1-0. Bases loaded here. 1-0 count. Taylor, he deals. Chopped on the ground, right back to Taylor. This could be 2. 1-6. And he gets the out. No, he drops the ball. An error by Keon Taylor on the throw to second base. Mike Ruggiero can't glove that, and a run comes around. And so that is the 7th run of the ball game for the Generals. It's now 15-7. So Donnie Stokes comes up with 1 away, bases still loaded. A huge break for the Generals on that play as a run comes around to score. First pitch to Stokes is a called strike. He's behind the count 0-1. That very well on that last play could have been the end of the ball game, but a wild throw by Keon Taylor keeps the inning alive. 0-1 in the dirt, so the count's evened up at a ball and a strike.
It's
15-7. Stokes working from the right side against the righty, Keon Taylor. 1-1. Fastball just misses high. That pitch looked very close, but instead the count's 2-1 here to Taylor. 2-1. Fastball, a called strike. That one looked almost in the exact same spot, but instead that one called the strike, so the count's now 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and the bases loaded for Stokes. Vasquez on deck here.
Bases still loaded, 1 away. 2-2 pitch, misses just inside. Count's still full now to 3-2. Keon Taylor trying to escape this jam. He has plenty of runs to work with out there. 3-2, cut on and missed. Off speed, gets Stokes out in front. First strikeout of the game for Keon Taylor. Strikeout number 14 for him on the year. And now 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Generals down to their final out, and it's Alex Vasquez up to bat. Vasquez 2 for 4, pair of singles and a pair of outs. First pitch in the dirt, gets away from Navenchi. Keon Taylor goes to cover home, but it's a fruitless effort as all the runners advance, and coming around to score on that one is Patrick Kenny. It's now 15-8.
Kenny, the man coming in to score on the wild pitch.
No RBI.
Now 15-8 in favor of the visiting Flames.
So now Kenny scores, Peters advances to third, Bermonti advances to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away, a 1-0 count here to Vasquez.
Count 1-0 to Christian Vasquez.
1-0 from Taylor. Cut on and missed on that pitch. Counts evened up at a ball and a strike. 2 strikes left to work with for the Generals.
1 run's going to be earned, and that's it in this inning.
That run that just came in is an unearned run. So 1 earned run this inning so far for Keon Taylor as the 1-1 is again cut on and missed. Same pitch, same spot. Vasquez couldn't get around, and the count's now 1-2, and the Generals down to their final strike.
Last strike here tonight. Well over 3 hours of play, so
1-2, 2 out, 2 on. That fastball misses just up and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So now 2's all around here as this game hits the 3.5-hour mark. 2-2 count, 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Fastball called, strike 3 on the inside corner. And when in Rome, the Flames win big again, this time 15-8.
Flames get the win tonight, 15-8, the final score.
2 strikeouts on the inning for Keon Taylor, bring him up to 15 on the year. And that ends the ball game. Flames win this one 15-8 on 13 hits. Generals able to put 11 hits together. But the Flames offense was just too much for the Generals to handle, and it was just an overpowered performance. Big performances from the likes of Colin Matthews, 4 for 6. 3 RBIs, 3 singles, a stolen base, and a triple. That is a player of the game performance right there. And after Riley Glenn gave up a few runs in the 3rd inning, he didn't feel worried enough at all. He went another 2 innings. His relief pitchers came in and had his back, and the offense had the backs of the rest of the pitchers tonight. Final score here, the Flames win this one 15-8. Thank you for listening to this broadcast. The Flames are home tomorrow for Onondaga Free Library Night, taking on the Syracuse Spartans. I'm Brandon Ross. Thank you so much.